It's time to put your hands up. Ito na ang Ubecmaniac versus Evos for our very last matchup dito sa ating group stage, day 14. Kami pa rin ang inyong panel for today, Sneaky and Bipolar. What a day to be alive, man.
What a day to be alive para dito sa ating group stage. The very last match, just like what the lower thirds say, pare. And it is the best match you could possibly ask for. Evos versus Ubecmaniac, the two best teams that we have had for the past 2 years, pare. Both teams internationally tested already. Ubecmaniac going farther, Evos going up against the best in the world, pare. So, in terms of international experience, pare, hindi sila nagkukulang dito. And it seems like this is a litmus test on who is the new king of Filipino Crossfire, pare.
Yeah, totoo ka dyan. Totoo ang sinabi mo dyan, Sneaky. There might be a new highlight na pwede nating sabihin. Baka may sumigaw na naman ng Dynasty dyan kasi baka may bago na naman tayong mabibigyan ng ganyang mga monikers. But let's look at Ubecmaniac first as we talk about them more. Alam naman natin, Ubecmaniac did get defeated 2-0 by Pacific, pero naging driving factor na lang yun para sa kanila para lumaban, para matalo ngayon ng Evos. Pero nandiyan naman si Dolphex, JJ, KLB, and KLP. At of course, tulad nga na sinabi mo kanina, si Kano mukhang ready na makipagbakbakan.
Yeah, for sure. I think I saw him yesterday preparing on his personal live stream, pare, and he was spamming that free for all like it's no tomorrow. And it's very evident, no, pagdating sa kanyang statistics, how hard he grinds in that FFA. 136 AP with a 0.42 headshot per kill, 0.93 kill per round, 1.47 KD. No, medyo mataas pa nga yung HNK na yan for an M4 player. And yeah, the rest of the squad is doing very, very well as well. Dolph X, obviously, with a nice performance dito sa last week's game natin. Seems like he's also just as ready to be back in the roster.
Yeah, it's just very scary, and you have to be scared if Ubecmaniac is in the mix. Of course, naging we can say there was an upset for them, pero hindi mo maikakaila, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin yun without looking at their stats and without looking at their other matches kasi Kano always on fire, JJ is always there, and of course yung KL brothers natin now just popping off and also just doing their part. Ngayon may kasama pa silang Dolph X na talagang it's a different mix, and baka ito yung gulat ngayon para sa Evos. Pero just look at that, Sneaky. A lot of wins, ang naging loss lang 0-2 coming from Pacific. Ngayon, Evos Esports might be up for a very bad boy look na may kita dito sa Ubecmaniac kasi alam mo, it's their last match and they want to get that win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anyone wants to get that last dub, especially considering no matalo nga nila Evos dito. They put a curveball on the rest of the standings for 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we hoping for that kind of curveball happening, pare, just to make the group stage a bit more spicy. But after that very well prepared Pacific game, or full props dito kay LG, pare, the amount of preparation he did in that particular series was very, very good. Pero obvious recovery naman galing dito sa UM going this week. Feel like they're still in tip-top form, no? Despite what happened dito sa match 18.
Yeah, very much so. Talagang they're still on their A game and they're still the top team right now. Pero of course, we also talked about it with their coach Ranks na Ubecmaniac does need to win here, pero if they do want that better spot, onting better spot lang, they need to dominate Evos. Not just give them a fair fight, but really put them into the ground. Ngayon, meron tayong interview with one of the players coming in from Ubecmaniac, one of my favorite players coming in from them. JJ, kamusta naman tayo dyan?
Okay lang po.
Ayun. Okay naman sa boss. Okay naman dyan, boss. I mean, obviously, Evos na kalaban nyo dito, boss JJ. Pinakahuling labanan dito sa ating group stage. Parang mala grand finals ang labanan nga noon. Dami nagsasabi. Ano yung naging preparation nyo going into yung series na to, pare?
Wala po. Gagawin lang yung game plan namin. Yun lang.
Okay. In terms of game plan, JJ, meron ba kayong mga tatargetin na mapa or tatargetin na player pagdating dito? Baka kasi ma-ban out na agad ng Evos yung sub-base.
Wala po. Kasi lahat sila malakas eh.
Okay. Well,
yeah, straight cut answers, pare. JJ, obviously, no, itong Evos and Ubecmaniac, medyo sabay-sabay kayong lumipad. Papunta nga dito sa Shanghai. Meron ba kayong napansin na difference galing dun sa Shanghai na Evos kumpara sa Evos dito sa Masters, pare?
Mas nag-improve sila ngayon Lumalakas lang ngayon.
Bowler?
Okay, JJ, maraming salamat. Big words coming in from you. It's your time. Pwede ka magbisa, pwede ka magtagal, pwede ka mag-English din. It's your time para magpasalamat sa mga viewers nyo and sa mga supporters ng Ube.
Dagang salamat sa sa mga sumusuporta. Shoutout kay Kuya Chris, tas Ate Kisaya. Yan lang po.
JJ, thank you very much, man. Good luck sa inyo. Pakitaan nyo kami ng magandang laban.
Sige po. Thank you po.
A man of few words. Sneaky, JJ, with that beautiful interview, ano pa bang thoughts natin dyan na pwede mong masabi towards Ube?
Yun nga, no, obviously, I feel like the team is locked in para sa series na to. So, yun na, no time for words. I don't want to reveal too much, no, pare. Dito sa series na to kasi yun nga, you don't want to reveal your hand before you play it, pare. So, ayun nga, still the exact same mystery around the team. Obviously, prepared naman sila with the amount of talent and the coach that they have behind them. Pero pag-usapan naman natin ang Evos, a team that has
Let's go.
just as much young players as they do have a coach. Granted, opposite ni 0-2 itong si Tanks pare, he's still just as effective.
Yeah, very much so. Alam mo, looking back at Evos right now, it's been a while since I've seen these players play kasi pag naglalaro Evos, wala na ako eh. Pero KSA, Kelark, Elvin, Zetra, and of course, Yobib, the man himself, magpapakitang gilas mamaya. Nandun rin si Coach Shane na nasa likod nila, si 0-2. And now, as we look at that team statistics, it's even scarier kapag Evos na nakikita mo. Look at the headshot per kill. It's not really that high, pero the contribution of these players palaging more than any other team right now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yung pinaka-impressive na breakout star, no, para dito sa Evos has got to be itong si Zetra, man. This guy was going toe-to-toe with Revenge in their series, pare. I mean, this kid coming in from Sunday Shrooms obviously had a hard time with that team. Ngayon, the All-Star now comes in dito sa Evos and slotted in super, super well. I think maganda naman yung naging performance na nung international. I think medyo, of course, alam mo naman yung mga fans natin, not to slight them pare, but of course, nakikita lang nila na natalo yung Evos dito sa quarterfinals, pero hindi nila nakikita na natalo sila to the eventual champions. So, despite their loss up against itong Baisha Gaming, I think itong si Zetra was actually very impressive nung time na yun.
Yeah, totoo. Naging din yun, naging driving factor na din yun coming in toward Masters, tapos it also just instilled na he is a player to be feared within the EVO squad. Ngayon, may kita natin ating team data. This is the only team na may kita nyo na had a clean record na puro wins, 1 loss against Pacific, but still they took that into town, nakuha nila lahat ng laban nila, and it just put them up in a pillar na hindi na maabot ng ibang teams. Now, battling against Ubecmaniac na talagang galit na sa kanila, what is in store other than just a pure dominance coming from them?
Yeah, I think honestly, kung ako yung Evos dito, my goal would be to be as annoying or as slow as possible para dito sa Ubecmaniac kasi honestly, kahit isang map lang na makuha dito ng Evos and they still would have first place dito sa ating standing. So, it's really up to them kung ano yung magiging pacing ng series natin. They have the full control of our standing. So, with them dictating the pace, pare, medyo, yun nga, Ubek kinda has to catch it, no? Pero if it's any team to do it, it is gonna be Ubek. But Evos is a hard shell to crack, pare, especially pagdating sa GR side.
Yeah, very much so. Parang, sila na talaga yung mga conductor ngayon in this matchup right now. Pero isang mabilisang interview muna tayo from one of the players coming in from Evos. It's none other than KSA.
Hello.
Hello man! Kamusta ka naman dyan, brother?
Okay lang po, okay lang. Excited na.
Yan!
Excited na. Siyempre, I would be excited too kung Ubek versus Evos din yung mangyayari. KSA! Obvious question naman, pre. Any preparation bago tayo pumasok dito sa ating series?
Wala may preparation sa amin lang. Sila yung maganda sa amin. Kami top 1.
Ayun!
Gusto kong marinig.
Okay, KSA. May isa lang ang mabilisang question para sa'yo. Magva-vlog na ba ulit si Coach Shane kapag nanalo kayo dito against Ubecmaniac?
For sure. Maraming...
Ayun! Maraming na bang nakabaon na ilalabas yan?
Marami pa akong di napopost eh.
Ayun! Okay.
Binililik sa atin yung go with Shane type of travels pare behind the scenes. Pero ayun nga. Pero yun nga, KSA obviously men, no, palapit na ng palapit yung playoffs natin para dito sa ating CFPH Masters. Feeling nyo ba prepared na kayo para sa mga best of fives? Handa na ba yung mga mapa dito ng Evos pare?
Oo, nakaraan pa. Kahit sino makalaban namin sa playoffs.
I like the confidence, man.
Damn.
KSA, it's your time. Sabihan mo na lahat ng haters mo dyan, lahat ng supporters mo, lahat ng gusto mong pasalamatan, it's your time to shine.
Unang-una maraming salamat sa mga fans namin na sumusuporta mula Indonesia. And syempre, shoutout sa mga casters. Excited namin makalaban yung top 1 ng Pilipinas base kasi sa mga feeling analyst, top 1 daw yung Ubek.
Ooh, my God.
Ang daming shade coming in from KSA. Naapiran pa nga ni 0-2. KSA, maraming salamat, man. Good luck sa laban nyo. Bigyan nyo kami ng magandang laban, brother.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, no? Bipolar, the Evo squad being the polar opposite dito ng Ubecmaniac, and I love it, bro. It's like the yin and yang in the top talents dito, pare, as we take a look at the head-to-head dito sa ating series. And I feel like we already know who it is. It's probably gonna be Yobib versus Dolph, actually. I was expecting Kano versus Yobib, pero Dolph getting some spotlight dito sa key players natin.
Yeah, the new kid in the block na sumasama ngayon sa Ubek. I mean, he's not really new, pero we don't really see Dolph X in this roster that much ngayong across ngayong CFPH Masters. But now, against Yobib, it is pretty much formidable. 0.85 on that KR and 0.93 on Yobib. It's still a lot. Tapos yung headshot percentage niya, again, sinabi mo nga naman na M4 player si Yobib, if I'm correct. Correct me on that. Dolph X naman is also one of those players that you have to look out for. Ibig sabihin lang yan, Yobib might need to outshine Dolph X pagdating dito sa ating matchup for today.
Yeah, and I really hope na etong si Dolph would not replicate yung that 2024 third and fourth place playoff performance, pare, kasi now is not the time to have a turn down in terms of performance. Ang ngayon is the time to turn up. Kasi ayun nga, an EWC slot is possibly on the line, and this is like a preview of what playoffs can look like dito, pare.
Yes, very much so. It really is exciting, and it's a big pleasure, Sneaky, to introduce our casters for today, Mochi and Daydom. Halika na kayo dito sa ating foreheads. Kamusta naman kayo dyan, Daydom?
Hindi ko alam kung na-miss here bakit na bipolar, but I'm super excited dito sa ating matchup. Sabi nga ni Sneaky, it's been weeks. This has been a culmination of the group stage. It's the two biggest teams in the country right now. It's North versus South. It's Ubek versus Evos. Can't wait to get this started.
Yeah, Mochi.
On my end naman, ang dae kong ina-absorb ngayon, Polar, Sneak, Daydom. In-absorb ko yung sobrang nonchalant ng interview natin kay JJ. In-absorb ko yung pagiging grabe ni KSA na hindi daw nila kailangan mag-prepare. At in-absorb ko din na ang nandoon sa head-to-head si Dolphs as well as si Yobib. So, seems like doon pa lang mapapawaw ka na kaagad.
Yeah, at dahil dyan, Mochi, Daydom, Sneaky, mapapawaw na tayo even more because let's look at the map. Vito nakapag-design ng ating dalawang teams. Anong prediction natin dyan as we look at it? Walang subbase. Ubecmaniac nag-ban ng subbase.
Wait, what?
Ubek ang nag-ban.
Interesting. Baka may plano yung Evos dun sa mapa na yun that they kinda saw ahead of time. I like the target pick though para dito sa UM kasi Evos, granted mayroon silang experience pagdating sa mapa ng Eagle Eye. I think it's not one of their stronger maps, but still very winnable pa rin yan knowing na gaano kalakas dito yung Evos. Sport, obviously, that's an Evos map every single time, pare. Ang car is gonna be very interesting kasi yun yung tunay na 50-50 natin dito, men.
Totoo man. Ikaw ba, Mochi, with this map, Vito, ano sa tingin mo ang mga mangyayari mamaya?
Pero ang nasasabi ko lang dito, ang kinakatawa ko is tumama yung prediction ko na yung unang mapa is magiging Eagle Eye. Because I believe magkakaroon na ng idea si Ubek how Evos definitely plays in this map, and it seems like they already had some plans, some counters for them on this one, while the rest of the map, this is gonna be quite of a crazy one because things are bound to be explosive despite the fact that it encourages yung slow pacing. It feels like hindi yun mangyayari for some reason. So, parang nagbe-base tayo this one sa kung gaano sila kagigil din na matapatan yung isa't isa.
Ikaw ba, Daydom?
You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by the Eagle Eye pickup dito ng Ubecmaniac. No? They've been innovating in this map ever since Master started. Actually, I think ever since the last year ended. Parang nun pa sila naggumagawa ng mga strats sa Eagle Eye, no? So I'm excited to see more of this Ubecmaniac Eagle Eye. And because natalo na ang Ubek sa sub-base, I think Eagle Eye yung bago nilang pinofocus na mapa dito na. And I love that they pick it up first against Evos. They're gonna showcase to us what they've been innovating. The next two maps, of course, the second map, of course, Evos loves sport. So Ankara is gonna be this. I think we're gonna go all 3 games dito, and can't wait.
Yeah, there's a mix of like new maps or basically some old maps as well na talagang mapaglalaro ng ating mga players. Pero mahihirapan muna tayo, guys, dito for our next segment. Prediction muna tayo kung ano nga ba ang outcome na ito. Medyo mahirap, so paunahin ko na si Sneaky para siya muna tumangki ng prediction natin.
Yeah, I'm like immune to haters as well, similar to KSA pare. So I'm gonna go Evos 2-1.
Okay. Mochi.
Pwedeng 1-1.
Pwede naman.
Tinanong ko si Nate kanina, pwedeng 1-1, hindi ako sinasagot. Pero, siguro magbe-base na lang ano yung tinatry nilang gawin in terms of the map vetoes natin. I'm gonna go 2-1 Evos din.
Okay. Daydum.
Okay. Ito yung my prediction ko is based off of vibes. Not gonna lie, kasi both teams, of course, international caliber naman. Parehong Evos tsaka Ubek, no? But I feel like, depende sa philosophy nila, viewing the group stage of Masters. I feel like Ubek are more willing to give away maps during the group stage to learn from them. So I feel like it's gonna be a 2-1 Evos just because Evos are gonna give everything they've got in this series.
Okay, it's 2-1 for these 3 people at sa akin din 2-1 in favor of Evos. Uvos. Magsasama
Uvos.
pa yung Ubek pati
Ubecmaniac.
Evos. Pero Coach Tanks, nakausap ka namin kanina. I love you, brother. Pero Evos
Lagot
muna
kayo kay
ako
Tanks, man.
for today. It's 2-1 all across the boards. And for Ubek, please do prove us wrong. Malapit na tayo magsimula sa ating mapa for the very first set. I hope you guys are ready. Pati na ng production crew sa ating TNC group right there. Pero Mochi and Daydum, kayo muna ang sumalba. Let's go to set number 1.
Determination, pride, and power lang naman ang paglalabanan ng ating dalawang teams of Evos and Ubecmaniac. Bro, this is gonna be a banger. Like, a banger. Kung may mas banger sa banger, ito na yon, men. Ito na yon.
Kulang na lang tawagin nating bang-banger itong game na to. But yes, it's gonna be an absolute fiesta. It's a clash of titans. It's Evos, it's Ubek, it's Manila, it's Cebu. And I can't wait to see what happens dito. No? Ito, Mochi, ito yung reason. Feeling ko may prediction needs a little bit more explanation. But our prediction, kasi lahat tayo one-sided na Evos, no? But, guys, this is gonna go either way. That's the thing. These two teams are so good, so refined, that I think it's just the smallest mistakes that could make the difference talaga dito. Parang kumbaga, kung sino man yung mas nakapag-warm up, kung sino man yung mas swertihin. Kumbaga, it's a minor difference between these two, but I don't know. I just don't know how it's going to pan out. I'm really excited for this first map though, Mochi. Eagle Eye, I think ito yung bagong mapa na pineperpekto ng Ubecmaniac. Kung pansin mo, halos lahat ng mga big matches nila in the group stage, pinili nila yung Eagle Eye. Apart from their match against Pacific, no, hindi sila nakapag-Eagle Eye doon. But every other matchup, pinipili nila yung Eagle Eye. I think because Ubecmaniac are cooking this map to be their next big thing.
Actually, I can agree with you on that one, most especially with the bold decision of banning sub-base and choosing Eagle Eye as their first map. And I feel like there's gonna be quite of an interesting one for us to witness. Idagdag na rin natin dyan siguro yung fact na ako personally, yung puso ko sinasabi Ubek, pero yung utak ko, according to what I see, it's going to be Evos. Pero this is now it, everyone. The undefeated versus the tarnished. The main event that determines our current power rankings in PH Crossfire scene starts now.
Alright. Evos on the attack. BL side ang panimula ng Evos dito sa Eagle Eye. Ubek on the defense in GR. And skill R to strike first. The quickest peak I've seen all day. And KLP goes down early.
Napakaaga ng pick-up doon from that area and seems like that is gonna be a well done thing here galing kay Kellar. As we are gonna be seeing our members here from Ubek just trying to stand their ground. Wala nga lang ang tumatao sa bandang gitnang area natin, no? They really want to keep the buddy system going here.
Tahimik bigla. After that one kill from KLR, it is going to be silence on the map. That MIB control, Evos will be establishing for now. Yan nga, may mga lineup na nilalabas dito, pero yung tunay na lineup na makikita natin dito is with the smokes. Pagka-grenade kasi, minsan bait lang yan. Minsan just for a little bit of chip damage. Pag nagbato na ng mga smokes at mga flash ang Evos, that's when we know they're going to commit. Pumuposisyon na nga dito sa may LA. Mukhang doon pupunta ang Evos, Moji.
Medyo delikado dito si Kano sa bandang EA, no? Baka magkaroon sila dito ng early engagements. But currently, you're playing this slow. They're creeping up. JJ spotting out. Ito si KSA. Masusundan pa ni Kano. Everyone will be able to work hand in hand para dito sa Ubecmaniac. So far, they've been able to demolish every single person there galing sa Evos as Elvin is now left alone. The question is, would he be able to clutch this out dahil wala man lang yung C4 sa kanya at parehong mga mata. Sets of eyes are just gonna be on set sa kung saan siya manggagaling dito. Elvin gonna be spotted out and immediately gonna be killed here by Dolph.
What a hold from Ubek. Kano the entire time still inside of the site. Hindi man lang na-take down si Kano doon. And the setup was wonderful with JJ too. Dolph, JJ, Kano just holding it down made it impossible para makapasok Evos dito even with the man disadvantage. So 1-0 Ubecmaniac with a good start on the GR.
And what's crazy here is we already have a pick-off na present dito, no, galing kay Evos. We already know that they have the early round advantage. But what happened? They got demolished the moment that they decide na mag-execute sila dito sa ating E-site area. Pero ngayon, mukhang nagkakaroon na nalaglagan dito sa hotel area. Nagiging sementeryo pansamantala. As there are just 3 more people remaining here for Ubecmaniac with some adjustments present here from Evos. They are going to be trying to regroup as much as possible, but just going to be putting themselves down in their specific spots, looking for any possible people na mamamataan nila, at kabilang na dito si JJ na napunta sa kamay ni Yobib.
At the end of the day, Evos ang lalamang. Only losing KSA after taking down Dolph, JJ, and KLB. At mukhang papasok na nga sila dito sa my B site. Elvin nasa mid pa nga and KLP not expecting the lurk of Elvin. May isa pang papasok si Kano.
Naku!
Getting the shot onto Elvin. Okay, that's a good start, but it's a 1v3. Kano down to 10 HP. Isang ihip na lang and Yobib on the hunt. Kano looking at an impossible task of this retake.
The god of clutches right now in front of our eyes will try to do that very thing. Pero yun nga lang, with how low ang kanyang HP ngayon, mukhang medyo mahihirapan siya na gawin yon. While the rest of the squad here from Evos will just gonna be waiting for him to try and attempt to defuse itong ating C4. At yun ay kung magagawa niya nga ba talaga maiispatan at mapapatulog lang muli nito ni Yobib.
Right. Evos strike. 1-1 ang simula natin dito. And it's becoming a battle of attrition. Battle of paunahang makakuha ng kill. Ubecmaniac, pupush sila ng LA dito. 2 players deep. That's KLP and Kano. M4 AK spots out KLR. The 2-man push finding KLR. Si JJ manggaling din sa mid. Elvin taken away and Ubek getting scrappy, finding 2 kills early.
Very scrappy. They're definitely scraping, no? Yung couple of people na nawala dito kay Evos at saktong-sakto sa ulo. Ang mga shots dito ni KLP right after throwing that grenade onto him. It's all up to Yobim and Cetra with a couple of people here dito sa mid area. Medyo magkakanda, lagasan sila as the rest of the squad here from UM will just be towering over them. And seems like we're pretty much on a really great start here for both teams. Kung nagpapakiramdaman, ito yung natin download time and we are gonna be seeing where both of these teams at. Pero with the pixel lang naman ang kailangan ni KLR para mapatulog ito si KLP. And now, the pick-off has already been taken dito by Evos. Pero, by the way, shoutout nga pala kay Josh Pakivot. Ayan, nagpa-shoutout si pare.
And what a peek there mula kay that was KLR, no? With the sniper shot. Saktong-sakto, nabasa niya kung saan magpipick si KLP in the perfect time too. And last round, medyo nagulat yung Evos nag-push kasi yung Ubek. And it's quite surprising to me, Mochi, na ang aga nag-aggressive play dito ng Ubek. Typically, I would expect that change of pace later on in the game. Pero round 3 pa lang, nag-rush na agad sila dito on the defense. Well, it was successful. Nawala na yung alas na yun para sa Ubek. So Evos start off good this time, taking down KLP. No more sniper for Ubek for now.
Yep.
Habang laro second mid muna dito ang Evos. A bit of push from KLR to take down KLB and Ubek falling apart on the defense.
Wow.
Si Kano sasagot ng isa. Si JJ magpo-push. Will be able to find KSA. Look at the Ubek getting scrappy again. Dolph finds KLR. Now it's a 2v2. Kano, 1 HP left. Pero magre-retake sila dito, Moji.
Both of these teams are definitely taking this as methodical as they can. Medyo low na uli dito si Kano though, and we are yet to see kung makakasecure pa din siya, and he will with the Yo Bib, last remaining person nakatambay nga lang dito sa ating train area as he tries to take a couple of people, pero Jay would be coming from the other side, catching him off guard. Another round muli galing sa Ubecmaniac, and it seems like they're handling the global risk side of things well so far.
Really impressive Kano picking up the sniper in that 2v2. Smart decision making too, no? Alam kasi natin na 1 HP siya. So mas madaling makakuha ng kill if you have that sniper in hand. And yun na nga, we'll be able to find the 2v2 because of that instinctive play mula kay Kano and Elvin.
Wow.
The swing into the flash setup. Beautiful as Elvin finds Kano as well. Opens up a sight at yung Evos magtatanim na ng bomba sa A.
Libreng-libre, pasok daw mga suke, presyong Divisoria, 10-10, yun nga lang nga, may malalagas na isa, Elvin, being taken out here by KLB, pero we are yet to witness kung magkakaroon ba ng probable retake dito ang Ubecmaniac. 3 more people remaining, Cetra will be falling down the hands of Dolph. Once again, seems like they're already having sights on each other, may idea na sila kung nasaan naglalagi. Both counterparts, though falling down the hands of Yobeb. Trade for trade. KLP na lang naiiwan. Super low in terms of HP, holding the arm, but KSA already knows kung saan siya manggagaling. And that is another round para sa Evos. Definitely succeeding in their first execute here on A.
Perfect crosshair placement as well para kay KSA doon, no, to take down KLP, who was 1 HP at the time. But even if he wasn't, KSA's got the shot locked in. 2-3 score natin dito, Mochi. Ubek still leading by 1. And it's a 3 stack down in A. Isa lang yung nag-hold ng mid. And then it's only Dolph having a reserved angle in B site. Mukhang nakakatakot for Ubek yon, especially because Ubek, or rather Evos, are hanging around near that B entrance. Mukhang magpupush na sila sa B at si Dolph lang yung tao doon.
This might actually benefit them well, no, with a stack or even a possible rush dito sa B-site natin wherein everyone is just gonna be eyeing down on whoever is trying to anchor and defend B-site. Ayun nga lang nga, trades coming in here, Cetra connecting the shot onto Dolph. KLBL now falling apart. Cetra on really good form. And although already has additional information kung sino pang naroon, Keller from the other side ay makukuha itong si KLP as Ubecmaniac tries to get the most out of their current situation right now. Despite at a disadvantage, Keller at Kano na lang ang may iwan dito at the current state. Face to face onto each other. It seems like the time is ticking. Seems like a little bit more before the bomb goes kaboom. Pero magtatapatan ng dalawa. Kano will be winning that 1v1 against the IGL.
And Kano, of course, wins it. Baiting out the sound cue of the defuse. Inintay lumapit. And KLR going down. I mean, it was a massive round for KLR. Ang ganda ng angle niya. And Bridge actually getting, I think, 2 or 3 kills. But at the end of the day, Kano able to trade it out. Man by man, 1 by 1. Yung angle na sinasabi ko, but Kano still somehow managing to even things out and eventually win the 1v1 duel. Ubek lead by 2, 4-2. Score natin.
Dito na nga rin natin makikita kung gaano ka-heavy yung nagiging impact ng mga mid-round calls dito and how on point they are in doing whatever they want to do in those current times na they find themselves in. But currently, Evos is trying to eye B site once again. Seems like this has been their best
Hotel.
site so far. A lot of people here eyeing hotel and konti na lang mag-FBI open up sila dito, no? Possibly. Pero Kano is critically low in terms of HP. Dom will be spotted and will be caught off guard dito kay Cetra. KLB naiiwan pa dito on the bar but now going down the hands of Yubib as well. Just gonna be waiting for the rest of the people here rotating from Ubecmaniac. Nakita pa natin si Elvin din sa mid mamataan pero yun nga lang nga sa kabilang banda JJ were able to take out tong si Cetra. Lots of kills being garnered here by Ubek and now numbers were evened out. Parang kanina lang ang laki ng diferensya pero Daydong tignan mo all equalize pero mababawasan nga JJ on the hands of KSA and immediately blacklist Evos will be winning.
Yeah. Uy, parang dead round pala yon. Okay. 4-3 score natin dito after Evos takes that round. And sabi ko lang Mochi, ang ganda ng basa ng Evos doon. They were expecting the hotel play, the hotel players ng Ubek doon. And you can see Zetra pushing forward very slowly just to catch the players of Ubek off guard. You could see the amount of work both teams put into this. Kasi kahit yung angulo kanina no, ni KLP nahanap pa rin ng Evos. Alam mong pinaghandaan talaga nila yung eagle eye dito ng Ubek. Which is why there is barely a lead right now for Ubecmaniac. One round separates these two teams. And it's just a treat to witness these two teams talaga. No? Talagang, kahit na nakita natin sa interview na wala silang sinabi, sabi nila, wala kaming prep na ginawa, hindi namin pinaghandaan. Huwag kayo maniwala doon, guys. Guys, siguradong ilang oras ang ginugol nila para lang panoorin, para lang aralin ang playstyle ng isa't isa dito.
Yeah, and having the first map lead definitely removes a lot of pressure from your team And you really want that amount of time para makapag-isip kayo and keep yourselves in focus into trying, executing, and planning whatever strategies you really want to carry out, lalo na para sa side ng Ubek. And it seems like before nakikita natin, naririnig natin na nape-pressure sila, kinakabahan sila, pero right now it seems like they're taking this like champs and it seems like Evos are yet to see kung ano nga bang kalalabasan ng unang mapa natin. Pero I feel like we're gonna be going back after a quick short break. Magbabalik muli ang kasunod na kabanata ng ating laban sa Eagle Eye. Madlang people, we're back dito sa CFS 2025 kung saan ang laban natin ngayon ay ang Sugbo Merkado ng Cebu versus ang Ugbo ng Tondo. At kami pa rin ang makakasama nyo, Mochi and Daydong nga pala at your service. And we will be continuing ang ating naiwang laban sa Eagle Eye 2.0.
Medyo nagutom ako doon, Mochi, sa intro mo. But, wala tayong oras na kumain. Mamaya na yon. Dito muna tayo sa labanan between these two giants in Eagle Eye. Kung natatandaan nyo, tumigil tayo with a 1-round differential. Ubecmaniac leading by just 1 point at sila ang nasa GR side. Medyo hirap nga makapasok ng mga side dito ang Evos. Pero, kita mo yung prep na ginawa nila, Mochi. Nakikita nila yung mga angulo na nilalaro ng Ubecmaniac.
Yes, and we are gonna be seeing more of that as we now dive right back in dito. No, as tulad na sabi mo, it's a 4-3 and currently mukhang all stakes on the board tayo dito for both sides and this might be a learning opportunity or just what do you call this? Parang bragging right kung sakali man kung sino ang mananalo at matatalo dito for this series.
Yeah, honestly, yung pinaglalaban lang nila dito no, yung kung sino yung makakalaban nila sa playoffs. Kasi I believe it's 1 versus 4 versus and number 2 versus number 3 no. Yun yung if I'm not mistaken, yung maging order ng appearance in terms of kung sino yung makakalaban mo no. So, see how that's going to pan out with KLR taking down KLP. So a good start for Evos. This time hindi na makakapag-push si KLP.
Yun nga lang nga, not a good thing here for Ubek so far. Pero we have already been able to see this earlier din, no? Despite of the pickups na nakukuha ng Evos, for some reason, meron pong possibility na mabaliktad ito ng Ubecmaniac. And right now, we are just gonna be waiting for all of the action to actually unveil as they try to put themselves in a better position as they do their execute sa B-site natin possibly.
JJ still holding on to LA pero wala nang tao doon. It's hotel, that's the focus for Evos. KSA leading the charge, of course. Mukhang nakaka-awin na si Dual X. Nakikita mo, nagsasalita na siya, calling for a little bit of a backup as the clock strikes 50 seconds. Mukhang papasok na dito ang Evos. With 49 seconds left on the clock, ito na nga, papasok na yung mga flash into the smokes. And JJ receiving the brunt of it and will be taken down si Dolph. Ang mawawala agad. JJ magro-rotate na from RS and Kano finds just the one. But KSA finds two in response. JJ with the retake coming in from RS finds KSA. And KLB playing around second mid. Naghahanap ng potential lurk. Pero ang ganda ng position dito ni Elvin. Will be taken down by KLB. KLR coming in from hotel exit. KLR takes down JJ and it's KLB all alone. Flash does not connect. Time ticking down and KLR strikes onto Ubecmaniac. Evos equalize the score.
C4 is definitely planted in the favor of their positioning, no? Once that the post plant has already been activated para kay Evos, and it's quite unfortunate for Ubek na hindi sila masyado nakapag-opt and reset in preparation para sa kanilang retake, but we can also witness here yung pag-berserk ni KSA until finally napatulog na siya dito kaagad ng Ubek. But right now, sobrang lapit ng ating laban, no? Napakaganda na sagutan nila dito so far. Pretty safe to say is quite of a tug of war ng kung anong strategies ang ginagawa nila dito and depending on kung ano yung nagiging sitwasyon nila so far. Pero, right now, wala pa rin talagang makakapredict kung ano ang mangyayari dito from this point on.
Dito, 4-4. And now we're fighting for the advantage paglipat sa second half. Of course, that crucial point is very impactful in terms of transferring the momentum to that second half. But of course, Ubecmaniac starting on the GR means yung second half, doon yung BL. Doon maraming strategies ang Ubek paglipat sa BL. So kailangan makuha ng Evos to para lang meron silang konting insurance, konting cushion, konting space, kumbaga, for Evos to work around it. At yun yung nilalaban nila dito in A site. LA push coming through, but Kano, JJ striking, JJ with the double, and the LA push will be denied. Dolph finds one, and it is just the 5-0 na ubos ang Evos, and Ubek will be taking round 5 on the board.
Parang nakita ata sa camera yung dilat na dilat ako, no? Especially, I feel like yung decision nila to put their attention on A side has been a wrong decision to make because there's a 3-stack on there with quick rotations coming in na manggagaling dito sa B site natin in favor for Ubek, and they've been able to demolish them and end them just like that. Definitely, giving them more of an advantage dito sa ating BL side. At tulad nga ng sabi mo, marami na namang baon ito and might be a really powerful one here for Ubecmaniac just in case, no, that this carries on. But seems like Evos medyo mas magiging ano sila dito, gigil possibly on their counterpart.
Tingnan natin, no? Kasi when it comes to the GR side in Eagle Eye, medyo limited yung options mo, no? You have to play reactively because sobrang risky pag nag-push ka ng LA, LB, or even mid for that matter. Sobrang open ng mga area na yon, no? So, you have to anticipate the moves of your enemy before making a move. So, sobrang reactive talaga yung playstyle mo. Whereas on the BL, you have the opportunity you have the opportunity to create your own opportunity. So, it's crucial na Ubek has gotten the advantage going into the second half now that they have control of the tempo of the game. Medyo nahirapan yung Evos lalo na dun sa LA defense ng Ubek. You can see just how many times they attempted that A push. Even in the last round, Mochi, nag-A attempt dito ang Evos. Pero yung hold ni JJ at ni Kano from that A entrance, so deadly. Hindi malagpasan ng Evos.
Dagdag na rin natin siguro yung mga impact plays na ginagawa ni Dolph, no? I feel like we should highlight Dolph. Regardless of Loy being absent, nandoon talaga yung impact na i-deliver dito ni Dolph. Most especially pag nandun na sa mid-rounds natin. Despite of the fact that the Evos definitely already has the advantage in terms of numbers. Naka-pick up sila ng isa, ng dalawa. Unfortunately, for some reason, everything becomes equalized. Minsan nananalo pa ito si Ubecmaniac when it comes to those types of situations. So those are some things that they really have to look out for now that the sides have been swapped. There should be some behavior changes as well. Most importantly, if we are gonna be seeing yung pagiging dynamic ng Ubecmaniac once again, we have already talked to Coach Tanks din, no, na minsan tong mga batang to, hindi niya na rin maintindihan. Minsan hindi niya na magets kung anong tumatakbo sa isip nila. But as long as it works, it works.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really important rather, no, grounding the level-headedness, kumbaga, of the players. And yun nga, sabi ni Sneaky, sobrang magkaiba yung approach talaga dito ng dalawang coach natin. Coach,
True.
and of
Which
course,
is
yung
great,
mentality
yeah.
ng players natin. Exactly. But the one thing that inspires me from the mentality dito na pinapaunlad ni Coach Tanks, is it thrives in both scenarios. What do I mean by that? I mean, even if nananalo sila, okay, that's great. We push harder para mas mataas yung heights na ma-reach natin. If matalo sila, very level-headed yung players nila, no. Hindi sila masyadong nagpapadala, which is the one thing that I love. What worries me for Evos is sa kanila kasi pataas ng pataas. However, paano kung natalo na sila? Remember, Mochi, hindi pa sila nakakaramdam matalo in the entirety of Masters. Paano pag natalo sa kanila yung first map na to? How will they recover on the mental side of things? Yun yung kinakatakot ko for Evos.
Alam mo, what's interesting here, being you pointing that out, yun nga, makikita na natin, this one is fueled by humility, this one is being fueled by the power, or yung strength, no, yung strong personalities nila. And it's gonna be pretty crazy for us to witness that. Pero I personally feel like there is a possibility na ibabrush off lang nila. But once again, whatever fuels you. Potato, tomato. We are already back here in our game where the sides have been swapped with Ubecmaniac on the BL side.
Alright, here we go. Ubek, what setup will you show us this time around? Teka, yung Evos yung may setup. Hotel control immediately down into bridge. And the hotel entrance as well being secured by KSA. Nakita na si JJ and JJ is down. The extremities control of Evos really good from the get-go. Kailangang umalis ng Ubek sa hotel.
Indeed. They're even gonna be smoked out of that one. Medyo mahihirapan sila na makasecure ng whoever because they're already finally back into safety here for Evos. I mean, there's a couple of people from them na medyo critical in terms of HP pero mukhang kakayanin pa rin naman as long as they have each other. But currently, this is already the window of hesitation na maaaring makuha natin from Ubek from losing JJ right off the bat.
And immediately, I get corrected. No, sabi ko, konti yung opportunity sa GR.
Sinagot
Evos
ka agad,
create their own. Exactly. Nag-push papunta sa hotel. Taking down one of the key players of Ubek and then backing off to a standard default. A-stack sila dito, Mochi. At mukhang delikado para sa Ubek pag push sila dito. KLP with a shutdown onto KSA. So Ubek equalize the numbers and they retreat.
Retreat indeed, that quick as well. And seems like we are gonna be seeing Bib struggling them terms of the HB na meron siya dito on defense in case na umabot sa point that they have to opt for a retake. Pero let us see what's gonna happen, no? Now we have 45 seconds in the clock and we are yet to see the diversion of Ubecmaniac heading on to B side right now. But they better be careful because Bib and Keller will be coming from bridge. Maaaring magmataan sila dito o baka paikutan sila dito nila Keller, no? Pero mukhang magkakakitaan na. Some shots being fired here, not connecting for the meantime, and even some flash grenades or utility being expended. Pero si Bib, tatama ang kanyang mga bala kay Dolph. Masusundan with a trade here for KLP as the rest of the squad will try to secure the objective. And now, here's the retake.
Yes, for planted and KLP nakahanap ng isa si Bib yun. And that is the AWM holding on to LB. Wait, teka lang magpupush na nga ba sila dito? It's two people left standing for Evos. It's Elvin, Zetra, and that's Zetra we're talking about. The sniper, the sharpshooter, taken down by KLP, and Elvin is next to follow. Ubek find the round, and the opener on the BL is really good.
Really good indeed. I mean, sometimes it boils down to the first couple of trade-offs na nakuha natin kanina, but for some reason, they definitely played that better than what we have expected. And kitang-kita naman din sa replays how they were able to secure every single person. Most especially, no, na sinusubukan pa man din nila gawin sana yung bridge execute dito from Evos, but unfortunately, it did not work out as what they wanted to be.
Uy, may nag-push ulit from Evos dito KSA, nasa bar in hotel. Hasn't found any information yet. Woo! At yun na nga si Zetra. The patience. Perfect timing on the trigger as well. KLB going down. Magla-line up lang naman sana si KLB Taken down by a nasty setup from Zetra. KSA going down. And JJ decides to take control of Hotel. Ubib setting up the flash smoke as well. Pero mukhang pupunta na ng LB dito ang Ubek. With 4 people left standing on both sides. Can Ubek make their way towards the site? Mukhang hindi pa sa ngayon.
Saktong-sakto, no? And seems like they're gonna be retreating back to safety, no? Wait lang, reset daw muna tayo, sabi ng Ubek, as they try to put themselves in the mid area. Hopefully finding additional space for them to work with in pulling off their push whichever side they may please. But the problem here is, in case na they put themselves dito sa B-side once again, it's gonna be one heck of a bloodbath indeed. Baka meron na nga rin silang idea kung saan manggagaling itong mga to. Couple of people, Elvin has eyes on Kano. With immediate trade dito, galing kay KLP, pero si JJ nakaabang dito kay Cetra. Keller, yun nga lang nga ng exhibition sila, men. Nag-audition sila doon. Unfortunately, hindi nila nasamahan at na-assist yung isa't isa. And it's now all up to Yobib. How would he be able to pull this off with a 1v3 at stake?
You never count Yobib out though. Kahit na 80 HP, kahit 1v3, kahit kulang yung bala niya dito, okay lang! But KLP says no. Ubek pull further ahead. 7-4, 3-round lead.
Dead round daw muna para sa ating next round, but you can see what's happening right now. Darang on control or in control ngayon itong si Ubecmaniac, undeniably. There's already 3 more rounds na kailangan habulin dito ng Evos, and the Kings of Eagle Eye seems like are being tipped off the balance at the current time.
Yeah, exactly. I love the way Ubek are adjusting dito, no? In the past games that we've seen Ubek, they've taken a lot of mid control. Ang dami ng lineup sila nang gagaling sa mid. But in the I think 2 rounds na nakita natin on the BL side, they haven't gone for the mid play once. So yung inaral na BL side ng Evos, hindi pinapakita dito ng Ubek. They've come up with brand new strategies to adapt to the playstyle of their opponents. This is impressive stuff, and it's gonna be hard to adjust from Evos, no? Parang parang kinakapa ulit nila kung ano yung playstyle dito ng Evos, ng Ubek rather. And so far, they've been having a good job in the early parts of the round. The mid-rounding is where Ubek are making the difference.
Totoo. Despite the fact na nung umpisa nakita rin natin, no, from their first round, there is some ample amount of hesitation coming in from them. Simula na nawala ata tama ba si JJ yung nawala nun? But for some reason, they decided to, you know what? 180. Tables have been turned, and immediately it's been Evos losing that round and the concurrent rounds, no, the following rounds. And this might be something that might shake it ditong si Evos, no? Kasi parang nakita, ewan ko kung ako lang yun, pero narinig ko before umalis si KSA, parang nagtaka sila, binan si Subbase, tapos pinili nila si Eagle Eye. So, I don't know if it's just me or kung tama yung pagkakarinig ko, but if that's what I really heard, it seems like they really did not anticipate this.
Yeah, I mean, I think yung unang part pa lang na sinabi mo, no, na Ubek banning Subbase, the map that they are world renowned for. I think that already is a shocker for everyone. And then pinili pa nila yung Eagle Eye against a team that loves playing Eagle Eye, and now they're doing this. A 3-round lead habang nasa BL side sila, no. I think everyone is a little bit surprised again with the decision making here of Ubek, but I tell you what, Mochi, it's working out. It's working out really good para sa Ubek dito, who are going to be facing against Evos with another nasty push onto Hotel. 3-man strong into Hotel. Pero wala silang nakita doon. Ubek, have they anticipated this play? Mukhang nag-smoke sila just to deny that peek from KSA.
Possible, no? Yeah, I feel like we're seeing that pattern din that KSA sometimes really wants to get ahead of taking out mga pickups dito sa entrada ng hotel natin and being assisted by some of the members here from Evos. Pero right now, they denied that. Put the smoke on there, keep themselves safe, and more time para makapag-set up sila in pushing forward and securing their objectives. Pero, what is this? What are we seeing? This angle is crazy. This is awesome. Pero,
KLP.
what? We're learning
that?
some new things, huh? We're learning some new things. That's awesome. Pero, uy, wait lang, namataan din ata niya yun. But we're not gonna be pulling the trigger just yet.
Ika lang, What is that from KLP?
Uy,
Wala siyang
Zetra.
nakita. Mukhang Evos not working in that direction yet. Zetra, yung mga amoy ni JJ Don pushing through from LA. How Skell our play still bundled up with Elvin. So pag nag-push ng A dito ang Ubek, medyo delikado. Evos, 3-man strong here in this site. At mukhang sa LA sila manggagaling. Flashes coming through, smokes are available. Nades not detecting KelR yet. And Dolph about to walk up into the same angle. And KelR takes him down easily. Elvin from the close corner, 2 looking for 1, finding JJ. Ubek sasagot ng dalawa as Kano gets taken down, a 2v2. KLB coming in from the deep angle, finds the double, and KSA left all alone in a 1v2.
KSA, yun nga lang nga, parang may ispatan pa siya dito ng dalawa, possibly, no? The moment na mabante siya, pero yun nga lang nga, he's gonna be able to take out si KLB from house and from above. Someone's gonna be falling down as KSA saves the round for Evos.
And just when they need someone to bail them out, KSA steps up, backing the words with actions dito, no? And I love to see it, KSA.
True.
Taking the spotlight, the entry fragger for Evos, the rifler. Taking the round for Evos 5-7, but still Ubek ahead. And this attack from Ubek ever so deadly. Kahit nung kahit nung na-predict nila na A-push dito yung Ubek, nahirapan pa rin silang ipanalo yung round no? So, still the mid-rounding from Ubek really good. Zetra, a good shot onto Dolph. So that's a good start para sa Evos.
Quite of a good read, no, from the LA area here from Evos. Definitely well done for the first pick-off in this round. And we are yet to see kung meron bang magiging kasagutan nitong si Ubek. They might play slow once again, trying to even out muli yung mga numbers natin or even get something more in the next areas that they will be putting themselves on. Pero right now, tahimik ang lahat. And it's all about the preparation, kung magiging enough nga ba ito ay Ubek at mukhang magiging maganda ba ang basa ng Evos.
For the most part, maganda yung simula nila dito, no? Evos taking down Dolph.
Oh!
Oh my
Zetra!
God! Taking down KLB as well. Zetra is online. Pero matatrade doon ni Kano. Okay. LA push still in full commence para dito sa Ubek. The nades coming on. JJ, what an angle, taking down KelR. Si Elvin, nakita na rin niya. And he will take him down as well. JJ with the 3K. And JJ is not done despite being 1 HP. Ubek take the C4, plants it down. And it's a 1v3 that Yobeb has to magically take for the team.
Wow.
And he will do nothing. Ubek, 8 rounds, 3 ahead.
Grabe yung impact ni JJ doon, man. I mean, imagine, you are just hopefully looking for a good position to be in. Hopefully, try and trade yung kasama mong namatay. Pero si JJ, nakamatingin na sa'yo kaagad. And that is something that proves na for Evos, as much as possible, they want this man out and early, if possible. Pero, right now, entrada ng hotel as well as dito sa bandang LA and DA natin, mukhang magkakaroon tayo ng presence for both sides. KLP looking for any possible pick-off from Evos, but currently to no avail. Never mind. Ayun ka agad. Nakatulog agad si Elvin. Mamaya mapasundan pa nito ni Zetra. But seems like they're just gonna be putting themselves back into safety if possible. KLP, napakaganda ng angulo dito sa Torre. Proving himself, he is up above and definitely gonna be taking out Zetra in the mix.
Ito na naman tayo. KLP on the sniper with the tower play in Eagle Eye. Finding a kill despite being 1 HP. Evos not expecting that angle. Ngayon lang kasi ginamit yun ng Ubek I mean, they've used it a lot in their previous series. Pero sa game na to, ngayon lang nagposisyon sa tower si KLP. And Evos down by 2. Zetra, their sniper is out. KelR, kinuha yung AWM doon ni Zetra to try and hold down this A position. Pero yung UM, wala pa rin silang pinupush. They're just keeping Evos on their toes.
Definitely. But this might be something, no, na maaaring maging lason kay Evos. Mamaya maging impatient sila dito, but I doubt. Let us see, KelR. Hindi ko lang kung naispatan siya ni KLP doon. Mukhang oo, nakita with the flick of the wrist. Makukuha niya. Couple of people down with 3 people down. Yobib going berserk with the 4K at masusumba pa dito ni KSA. But now it's all up to Dolph. Anong gagawin mo? C4 on your hands, KSA. It's on you. Oh! Immediately, Evos, Yobib has been super problematic para sa Ubek during that round.
Yobib and KSA with a 2v5, and Evos keep the rounds close. 6-8, Ubek still ahead, but that hero play from Yobib might just be what Evos need to pull ahead. Eto na, they're coming online, the players of Evos. Zetra finding kills left and right, and Yobib popping off. Let's see if Evos can even out the game.
Tingnan natin. Dahil medyo, parang kailangan ko ng oras para makarecover. But currently, grabe, no? That's been quite of a shocker indeed from Evos. And Ubek might be holding themselves down for the current time. Still, marami pa naman din silang oras to plan on what they should do next. And as much as possible, they really already have some people on their death note, as much as possible, people that they already want out in the early stages of a round. But currently, the rest of them were just gonna be putting themselves dito on the hotel and as well as sa EB, habang si KLR, maaaring merong mamamataan dito, pero ang tanong ay kung makakapitas nga ba siya.
Uy. Warning shot mula kay Zetra, keeping people away. But the players are in hotel. Ubecmaniac, everyone in LB at the moment. Zetra, wala siyang makikita dito. Medyo malayo ang posisyon niya because everyone from Ubek, apart from Dolph, is in mid. Now, 47 seconds left. Baka magpupa siya dito. Ubek flashing, smoking, but KLP finds KLR. Okay, good start for Ubecmaniac. An angle being found by KLP again. As si Kano papasok na dito inside of that A site. It is Kano to find Yobib. First KSA with a Colt. Finds Dolph in response, but JJ will be rampaging on. 2v4 ulit. And it's Elvin and Zetra left for Evos.
Dalawa na nga lang, no? Pero pinapaulan ng pasira ng mga utilities dito. Fire in the hole! Our favorite line na marinig. And some shots connecting onto Evos from JJ! Crazy execution here from Ubecmaniac, and definitely a round for themselves, securing the match point that they could ever want for their first map.
One more round and Ubek walks away with eagle eye. Evos getting toppled in this map. And this is why Ubecmaniac picks this map. This is why this is the map that they are innovating in. Napakaganda ng mga adjustment nila dito, Mochi. Ang daming bagong strategy na naman ang nilabas ng Ubek, and now they're one round away. But each round feels like an eternity for Evos. Wala pa silang information at all kung nasa ng Ubecmaniac.
Tapos sasabihin nila, wala daw silang ginawa. Wala daw silang preparasyon. Ay, nako po. I'm bot talaga, ang bot. Pero, currently, there's already some damage being taken here by Dolph, KLP, and the bunch, no? With all of the utilities being thrown and even some stray shots being received by them. Pero tong si KLR more than prepared them to putting himself in a really good position here and hopefully getting some people down. He will be able to take out itong si Dolph, though. Karoon ng kasagutan naman si KLB. Yobib din itatabaho sa kabilang banda from the smoke, will be able to connect the shot as well. Ubecmaniac definitely getting the advantage in terms of numbers at the current time, all up to KSA and Cetra. These two game changers, possibly, yun nga lang nga, ay mapapatulog agad ito si Cetra, no? KSA, eyes on Kano, will be able to eliminate him immediately. Pero, alam na ata nila saan magagaling si KSA at baka makuha pa, mapitas pa ata sana nito ni KLP, no? Home shots connecting. Konti na lang. Pretty low in terms of HP. I feel like they're banking on JJ's picture, pero hindi yun mangyayari.
KSA!
Putting itself here, possibly opting for this defuse. Sticking it in, pero magpupush si KLP at the and he is gonna be able to clutch it out.
KSA keeps Evos alive in the 1v3. KSA will thrive. Oh my goodness, hindi pa tapos ang Eagle Eye natin. 7-9, Evos are still in this game, Moji.
Hindi pa tapos ang laban. The lifeline is still strong here for Evos. But 2 more rounds ang kailangan nilang abulin dito. Pero isang pagkakamali lamang, mawawala tong map na to sa kanila, ma'am.
May ibang level tong si KSA. Keeping calm under pressure, and now Evo still afloat. Tahimik yung mapa natin dito. Ball in the court of Ubek. What's the play? And that is the sniper shot from KLP ringing through. Yobib taken down early. That's one of the key players taken away from Evos. What next?
These are like the very few times na makikita mo medyo negative yung KD ni Yobib.
Oh,
But seems like that kill has been a deal breaker here for Ubecmaniac, most especially once they decide on which side they would land their feet on. Pero right now, tahimik ang lahat. We're seeing Kellar and as well as Elvin na manggagaling sa likuran. Di ko lang i-expect sila dito. Di expected sila ni KLP! What is the game sense on this man?
ridiculous.
Ridiculous indeed.
2 impact kills already. Si Zetra has to step up, has to find the same level of impact in this defense. Pero mukhang magpa-flash na dito sa hotel. Papasok na ang Ubecmaniac all the way to hotel exit. EB, ang play nila dito. KLP still up close and personal. KLR nakita siya.
Ayun.
That's a good kill for KLR. Evos starting off this defense good. 40 seconds left on the clock for the C4 to be planted. Zetra coming in. Close angle, si Dolph X manggagaling doon. And KLR has to push up closer and closer to the site. 1 HP para kay KLR. Si Zetra, nakasniper pa rin from RS. This is it for stay alive or sink.
Oh, that is the question indeed. Time is ticking and they better do their actions right now. But JJ were able to take that KSA. Ganon kaaga lamang. Pero ngayon, si Checo na naiiwan at wala! Nagagawa on that one. Our first map for Eagle Eye will be taken by Ubecmaniac. The Kings of Eagle Eye are now down. As Ubek, marami silang binaon doon, Daydom.
And I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I said it earlier. Kaya ako pinredict na Ubek yung matatalo sa series na to is because I think they're still experimenting. I think they're still refining what their playstyle is gonna be in playoffs. But I think refined na. I think we're there. I think Ubek have figured out another map, have perfected another map, and it is Eagle Eye 10-7, and Ubecmaniac strike first in this series, Moji.
Pero alam mo, dito tayo we're a sucker for these types of plays. Being proven wrong by a certain team means a lot because they did put the dedication, the time, the effort, blood, sweat, and tears para magawa ang kailangan nilang magawa dito. And currently, that is to perfect their executions in the Eagle Eye map that Evos themselves very much pride themselves on. And what absolute cinema. It's the first time for me to say that.
It's beautiful. Beautiful crossfire dito. Di ako makapaniwalang group stage pa lang tayo and both teams giving it
Crossfire ups.
all they've got. KSA popping off, Yobib popping off, impact kills all throughout the board for Evos. But the end of the day, Mochi, lumamang pa rin dito ang Ubecmaniac with a deadly BL side. It's amazing. It's amazing to witness dito ang Eagle Eye ng Ubecmaniac, and I can't wait to see our second map that is Port. Pinili to ng Evos, no? So expectations are gonna be on them to win that set number 2.
Totoo, no? I feel like magiging kulang talaga if hindi natin mapupull through to ng third match, and I'm pretty sure that Evos will be more than sure that they will be pulling this up for a third map. And lalo-lalo na, dahil nating supporters dyan in the chat, they will be putting themselves down dyan ng go Evos, Bunal, Ubek, no? I'm really excited what's gonna be the outcome of this one dahil dito pa lang sa unang mapa natin, nakita mo na kung gaano katindi yung growth ng Ubek and how they were able to adjust and finally make things work out for their end. And previously, iniisip natin na si Evos talaga ang mananalo dito.
I gotta commend Dolph as well, no? Filling in great for Lloyd so far. And I think parang walang nagbago no, sa Ubek. Still fits like a glove, Dolph, with a lot of impact in both sides of that encounter. On the BL, on the GR, ang lakas pa rin ni Dolph, no? But that's enough about us. Let's hear it from Polar and Sticky Frog. Let's see what they have to say about that Eagle Eye map.
Ubek ang nagpahanga, ang nagpamangha sa ating lahat at sila ang kukuha ng first map dito sa ating best of 3 series against Evos. Sneaky, what a first game coming in from Ubecmaniac.
Yeah, a very, very good first game, pare. Obviously, si KLP still having that moniker of being very, very consistent pagdating sa mapa ng Eagle Eye. Every single time na he graces the sniper, no, dito sa mapa na to, he performs. And ayun nga, I feel like both snipers did equally well naman. I think KLP slightly better dito kay Zetra in terms of performance, pare. But the Riflers really picked it up para dito sa Evos. But then, yun nga rin, men, no? Ubek also has some shooters on their team. Obviously, si Kano. Obviously, si KLB. KLB especially, no? I mean, being the IGL and having that much output, no? In terms of the firepower is very, very impressive and it very, very bagay pagdating dito sa ating international play where all 5 players have to be on. But, ayun nga, I mean, despite itong si Dolph having his spots as well na yun nga, he couldn't play para dito sa Ubek. He's filling in obviously a very aggressive role that he has to fill in para sa kanyang team. So it's been very interesting how Ubek can pull themselves out of situations, especially dun sa last round, no, pare, na I did expect Evos to go a bit aggressive to try and see if they can grab yung 9-8. And ayun nga, it's the classic Ubek coaching galing dito kay Tank. So you can just be patient sa mapa. There's 2 minutes on the timer. Why not look for the punish at the start of the round and look for the setup later? And I like this patience galing dito sa Cebuano team natin. Granted na yun nga, nakasanayan natin na mas aggressive yung kanilang style. Still, they can play that patience game, pare.
Yeah, same here. Sneaky na talagang played by the book once again ang ating Ubecmaniac. They got their entries very much free. Kung nakikita nyo yung ating mga highlights in just a little bit, nakapasok ang buong Ubecmaniac without a lot of repercussions. Nakapasok sila ng libreng-libre. And after that, they really just set themselves doon sa site na gusto nilang puntahan, especially that one towards that last stretch of our first set kung saan Ubecmaniac hindi na sila nag-over-aggress, hindi na sila nag-overextend, hinayaan na lang nila talaga pumasok ang Evos, and ultimately yun yung naging downfall ng Evos. Nag-audition na lang sila, pumapasok sila ng libre just like what they gave to Ubecmaniac, pero sila naman yung namamatay on that side. Nakikita naman natin si Zetra still popping off, seeing some good shots from him, pero KLB just leading his team, letting them do what they want to do, letting them play the plays that they've created for this map, by the way, na talagang not really surprising, pero di ba, a lot of us were really expecting sub-base to be picked up by but this was a curveball after curveball and they just took it by a storm.
Ayun nga, no, especially terms of ganitong matchup, no, you know that you're up against your main rival, the second, or you guys are contesting for the first best team. So obviously, no, you don't really want to show your main card, which is itong sub-base series na to. I think I'd rather be taking itong Evos to Eagle Eye. Yun nga, no, it's been a very effective plan so far para sa kanila dito. And I feel like Ubek, para sa kanila, Eagle Eye has slowly become yung, I wouldn't say second sub-base just yet. I feel like nahihirapan pa rin sila on some of the A setups, pero kung ma-pull off nila na ma-perfect ka nila yung ganitong Eagle Eye, then mas malaking threat sila sa international. Kasi if you have a good Eagle Eye, I mean, sino yung mga kalaban mo sa international? I mean, you have EP, you have Baisha, you have AG who has experience sa mapa na yun. So having an Eagle Eye is very important dito sa Ubek, and they showed us how strong it can be even without their star support, pare.
Yeah, parang kung isipin mo, halos dream team na talaga sila for that international level wherein they have a lot of arsenal, not just their players but in their map choices as well. Being this their first pick into this best of 3 series really means that they are capable of pulling off something na talagang magugulat lahat, not just Filipino teams but international as well. So this is just not really just good for Crossfire Masters sa Pilipinas, but for international level, just like what you've said, this is looking pretty good, and it's just nice to see them pulling it off and not even letting Evos step into their ground. Lumapit tayo ng onte, almost getting that tie game na umabot tayo ng 9-7, but still Ubecmaniac showed resilience, showed dominance, and showed that patience is still a virtue in their playstyle. Kahit na nagiinit talaga sila, kahit Kano is already on fire, even though there's a lot of circumstances na hindi nila mahawakan, like internet issues, like bad connections. Look at them, man. Talagang they're still on their A game.
Yeah, that just means na every single round na pinapasok dito ni Ubek, no, is a renewed perspective para sa kanila. Hindi sila naapektuhan from the prior round or whatever tech issues man lang ang problema dito in the background. They're just here to play Crossfire, and that they did. So, ayun nga, playing, I wouldn't say almost at their peak, pare. Feeling ko meron pang may improve itong Ubek for sure,
Yeah.
but I mean, if they already look this good up against itong Evos, yun nga, no, what does that tell for our entire group stage? Kasi para dito sa no, they have to not just, beat itong Evos, they have to beat them in a 2-0 in order to make a bit of chaos nga dito sa standings natin. So, yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see kasi Ubek, they still have a mission on their hands despite itong set number 1 win, pare.
Yeah, hindi pa talaga tapos yung laban natin, and as we look at we should also talk about Evos right now. Evos, medyo, for me lang naging lackluster yung gunfights nila. Yes, they did get those shots. Medyo, they did get up to round number 7 for their team. Nakuha na sila 7 points. But still, parang parang magulo pa yung simula dito ng Evos. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was very, very shaky, especially by the tail end ng game natin. I feel like they got a bit too antsy to try and make the right play dito sa mapa.
Yeah.
Granted, it worked most of the time dito sa first half, pero pagdating naman sa second half, no, I actually would like to compliment itong Evos for even holding on up against probably the best PL side on Eagle Eye
Yeah.
sa buong bansa na to, pare. So, ayun nga, Ubecmaniac is a very scary team, obviously. Pero Evos, there's obviously spots that they can improve on. I think yung kanilang mid-defense could be a lot better. I think they allow a bit too much space para
Yeah,
dito kay
totoo.
KLP in second mid, to be specific, no? Dito sa Eagle Eye. I actually like yung adjustment ni KLP dito. Pag lumalabas sila ng hotel, he is gonna be the one taking itong second mid instead. Yung 50-50 dun is like, okay, KLP dies, meron kayong information sa second mid. If he doesn't, he gets a pick-off, possible cut-off ng rotation papunta nga dito sa peace side. So there's a lot of options you can gain galing sa ginagawa dito ni KLP and his small adjustment dito sa second mid position. And I feel like itong Evos, no, a team that is very heavy pagdating sa kanilang rotations and their teamwork, no, parang naka-cut off yung main bloodline, or at least the heart itself pagdating dun sa gameplay nila ng Eagle Eye every time na, the rotations get cut.
Yeah, and I think I agree with you on that, Steve. Kasi it's not just us that is saying this. A lot of the viewers right now also might probably agree with us na talagang masyadong maraming binigay ang Evos dito sa mapang ito, wherein they needed to instill the fear towards Ubek kasi sila yung mas gutom ngayon eh. Evos is in a good spot already. They can just get one map and call it a win. Call it a day. Pero up against Ubek na talagang, really just out there, na pag-usapan natin na si Kano is just grinding his heart out before this matchup. So they need to put up their A game even more. They need to, refine those spots wherein naging rusty sila in that first map. Tapos i-apply na nila yun onto their map pick, which is gonna be crucial. Kapag humaba ang ating mapa on this second matchup, it might be true talaga na humaba talaga kasi Ubecmaniac versus Evos ito. But if masyadong nabigyan ulit ng Evos ang Ubecmaniac onto their second map, that is not gonna be a situation that Evos wants.
Yeah, especially knowing na Evos pa naman yung port pick natin, no, going into map 2. Obviously, GR side magsisimula itong to try and build that early lead pagdating sa mapa na yun. Evos still has a good PL side pagdating sa mapa ng port. However, with Ubecmaniac, no, a bit warmed up, and port GR side being slightly easier to play, especially nang mainit dito sa KLP, that LA access is gonna be tougher to get than expected, no? So I think yung mission dito ng Evos is to usually do the usual dito pagdating ng port, get that mid control, get that CA control to make it slightly easier para sa mga A players na kumuha, or we see their patented burst dito sa B side where it is really, really hard to stop. I think yung priority dito ng Ubecmaniac is to try and contain that mid pressure as much as possible, and then pag wala na silang nararamdaman na mid-pressure dito, they can start focusing on the sides bit by bit. And depende na lang yun sa base ni KLB whether or not they switch between the two, pare.
Yeah, very much so. Now, as we look at these highlights, makikita nyo again, a very long stretch of matches, a lot of gunfights, talagang aim after aim, KSA, Yobib, KLP, Kano, just fighting it all out towards each other. Marami tayong almost clutch rounds, pero ultimately Ubecmaniac ang makakuha ng first round natin in this best of 3 series. okay lang yan. Mahaba yung mga stretches natin, mahaba yung mga mahaba yung mga breaks natin, but that is what we want para sa isang magandang laban na ibibigay ng dalawang teams na ito. So keep holding on to your chairs because it's about to get more crazy. As we finish off the highlights, makita rin natin ang ating set summary for today. Marami tayong makikita dito na statistics, Sneaky. Tingnan mo naman, pabalik-balik yung mga rounds natin. But just look at this. Even though it was a 10-7, JJ still goes on top with a 210. Samahan mo pa si Kanona, 1.89, and KLP also getting that 1.82 KD.
Yeah, I mean, 1.82, 1.89, and a 2.10 on 3 players para sa Ubecmaniac. I mean, 28 AP on JJ is absolute madness para with a 0.81 H and K. I mean, JJ, for the longest time, we knew na he was kind of the hidden power para dito sa Ubecmaniac. When Kanu performs, you don't see much dito kay JJ as he's working the other side of the map. Pero pag na-allow itong si JJ to just be himself dito sa Eagle Eye, pare, he is just fragging every single time. That 3K sa A site was mind-boggling para sa akin, the fact na nabuhay pa siya on 1 HP and he still got the third headshot. So, JJ definitely on point pagdating dito sa mapa ng Eagle Eye. But the rest of the squad, KSA did well, but, you know, it was a struggle para dito sa Evos. But the set MVP, man, gotta be JJ.
Yeah, let's talk about the man himself. It's JJ with 2.10. KD once again at 1.24 kill per round. The pressure is there. His presence is known by Evos. A headshot percentage that is almost perfect. Tapos most per round, swak na swak. Gamit na gamit lahat ng utilities. And of course, yung AP niya 28. JJ is out of his mind and he is playing this very first set very much great. We want to see it on the next round kung paano niya nga ba lalaroin ang mapa ng Evos. As we look at his highlights, it was just basically too much for Evos to handle. Again, JJ almost leading the fray sometimes, almost just handling it all out just alone. Good nga lang sinabi mo these times na talagang siya na lang ang nagdadala ng sarili niya and he's still getting those angles, getting those cool spots. JJ looking pretty good and a good start for Ubecmaniac. Pero everybody, concluded na finally ang ating first set dito sa Evos versus Ubecmaniac. Magbabalik tayo in just a little while. We'll have a short break. Magbabalik ang CFPH Masters 2025. Welcome back to CFPH Masters 2025 at ang dalawang teams na natitira na lalaban sa last matchup ng ating group stage ay Evos versus Ubec. 1-0 ng Ubec, Sneaky.
In gap, 1-0 na yung Ubec dito on that very nice Eagle Eye win. 10-7 those last 3 rounds talaga. I mean, except for that KSA clutch. Pero other than that, man, they read etong Evos like a book. Granted, Evos, they get 7 rounds, but then second half did happen at Ubec. Just like I said, probably the best PL side sa Eagle Eye in this country. So, titignan natin if that can reflect on this second map, which is itong Port. Port obviously severely GR-sided map, and still, itong Evos in their series up against itong Pacific was still able to gain some distance on that PL side. So, meron ng basis itong Ubecmaniac kung ano yung pwede maging laruan ng Evos considering they showed that hand super early dito sa group stage. Pero yung tanong, men, is Evos gonna be showing that exact same thing dito sa ating series? No, they're kind of known to hide some strats at the start of the group stage. So let's see if Ubec can know what they know, pare.
Yeah, especially at that Evos picked this map of all the maps that they can pick against Ubec. Again, this is kind of their hometown already. Pero right now, it's time for us to shut up and just look at the gameplay. Oras na para makipagbakbakan. Mochi, Daedom, kayo naman.
Hello, mic test.
Yeah.
Natapos lang. Napakalakas na laban, no? Kanina with a 10-7 of Ubecmaniac. Thank you, by the way, Bipolar and Sneaky for throwing up onto us. And right now, dito tayo sa Port. Daedom, tatanungin kita, bakit kaya Port ang pinili ng Evos dito?
Well, for one thing's for sure, they like playing in this map, no? In the very first series na nakita natin ng Evos in the group stage, no? They picked Port immediately. Nung una nilang kalaban ay Pacific, Port agad yung una nilang pinili, and then they lost in that map, no? Granted, Pacific also really, really good in Port. It's also the same map na tinalo ng Pacific ang Ubecmaniac. So, yeah, Port for Ubecmaniac, really, really good. Evos, they like playing in this map as well. I love that we're getting a sort of difference sa ating first two maps. No, Eagle Eye is a map that is established for Evos, pero Ubek sila yung naglalamang ngayon eh. In Port, that story could be flipped on its head, as we haven't really seen a very convincing Port map from Ubek in the biggest teams that we've seen, in the top 4 teams at least, no. So it's kind of a test for Ubek dito kung paano nila i-address yung Port that is very very different from both Subbase and Eagle Eye, and it's also kind of a test as to the level at which Ubek operates.
Totoo. And with that being said, mukhang tayo didirekta na sa port, mga kaibigan. We are now here with Evos on the BL side. We are gonna see paano nga ba nila makokontest ang GR-sided map na ito.
Right. Set number 2 between Ubes and Evos, and Ubek. At napapaghabulo ko na yung pangalan nila dito. Evos on the BL side. And Sneaky did say kanina, no, this map very heavily favored on the GR. And the snipers shining through in this map. So KLP, my eyes are on you yet again.
Oo nga, no? I mean, so far, KFP's been so good, especially yung mga pickups na, and most especially yung game sense na meron siya, even earlier doon sa Eagle. I am medyo mapapa, what the heck ka na lang talaga with the way of, how did he even expect na merong tao dito? How did he even spot na dito sa specific corner na to, merong dawa tao doon? And right now, you are gonna see if there is gonna be some online players for Evos themselves now that they are starting on a critically relevant side of this port map. Unfortunately though, Shetra would be offering himself to JJ at baka madagdagan pa as Keller tries to up for the trade, pero mukhang hindi ata magiging posible yun.
Good start here for Ubek. JJ taking down one, the last set MVP. Taking things in his own hands. At ngayon, mag-isa lang dito si Kano. Pushing down in mid. Ang lalim niya dito. Nakabot na siya ng RS ng kalaban. And it's Yobib inside of house that has to be careful. 3 people here from Evos pushing down in that B site. Lots and lots of lineups. At nandito na pasok ng Ubecmaniac to try and defend this site. And they will successfully do so. Kel are all alone coming through from that mid-anchor, mid-lurk. And it's just gonna be 4 people of Ubecmaniac ang mga kalaban niya dito. Hindi man lang nila kailangan yung lurk ni Kano because Ubek have just secured the site. Might as well have just secured the round, but Kel are down to 1 HP at yun ang Kano takes him down. Ubek find the first round.
Now, this begs the question, no? How would Evos seize the day or carpe diem themselves in this side? Because they already know na malaki yung advantage talaga on the GR side dito ng Ubecmaniac. Paano nila masesecure the most rounds that they can so that they can be more comfortable in execution towards the second half? Pero currently, Ubecmaniac seems like they've been able to do so well in these stages na meron tayo ngayon. Definitely starting dito sa pickups natin at the mid area as well.
Big question. How are they gonna address this Ubek defense? JJ still deep in RS, holding on to anchor anyone who might lurk down from mid. Kano magagaling mula sa LA, pero yung attention ng Evos is going to be in cut. Mukhang mag-CA nga sa dito into LA. And that's a good setup because andun si Kano at si KLP. They could flash it out. Zetra shuts down JJ, opens up a little bit of leeway down in mid.
Nako. May delikado si UF dito, pero merong trade kaagad dito si Kano on to Cetra. And magdagdagan pa as KSA post na si Kano as well. As all action is unraveling right now dito sa bandang bridge area natin. Dove trying to make the usage of the utilities the most that he can. Pero yun nga lang nga, all shots are just being thrown out to each other. Dolph paring out QB the best time possible habang umakit siya. Pero yun nga lang nga, TLB as well, we're able to take down someone as well. Every single one for each for Ubecmaniac. They will be able to get this successful retake on their end.
Beautifully done, the retake ng Ubecmaniac. 2-0 start for this defense, making the most out of this GR side. Yun nga, sabi nga nila, make hay while the sun is shining. Ubek nag-iipon ng rounds dito sa GR side. And this is the correct play when you are in a map such as this, na very heavily sided on one end. Now Evos have to start being more creative Okay, they've attempted a mid push, didn't work. They've attempted a cat play, di gumana. So ano na ngayon? Heavy B-house stack from Ubek. So pwede sila mag-LA dito habang si Kano pa lang yung tao sa A.
But this might also be an ideal retake setup for Ubek in case
Pwede
na gawin nila rin yun no? So, we're quite on edge here on what might be the game here for Evos. Most especially that they might be trying to afford the same execute as well again from Bodega and their pounds onto A site. Pero, dahil mapa-flash, dahil mababa tong util, Kano might possibly be seeing someone or si Dolph, no? Marami-rami sila dito.
Oh!
Lapit nila sa isa't isa.
Cetra!
What up, guard from Cetra? Immediate trade dito, KLB as they try to put themselves dito sa A-side. At kung nga lang nga, Kano, KLB were able to take down yung mga people na mga tumaas dito sa A-side natin. And right now, KSA now left alone, currently with nowhere to go. Ubecmaniac will be able to take this third round. So far, smoothly being able to take these wins.
And Kano becoming a menace in this defense. 8 kills sa round 3 pa lang to, Mochi. And now, Ubecmaniac gonna be pushing. In-expect ng Evos to. KSA in the close corner. Yobe finds one. And it's who finds the kills. Unless KSA can say something about it. Nakahanap ng dalawang KSA until he goes down. 2v2. Dolph, KLP, down to 1 HP. Pero si KLR at si Elvin na lang natitira for Evos. A 2v2 here inside of B site. KLP, close corner. The Colt, not good enough. Elvin takes him down. And Evos can get the bomb planted. Si Dolph malapit na nga dito to try and deny.
Oh.
Pero hindi niya magagawa. Evos take the round.
The immediate outburst, no? It seems like that play is not anticipated, but they handled that situation well here for Evos. Definitely giving it the first round here sa kanilang BL side. Definitely been well done for them as well, lalong-lalo na in terms of KSA being able to secure rest of the squad here other than kay Dolphe. Nasundan din naman for them. But right now, tahimik muli, no? The coast is clear. And seems like everyone's just gonna be banking on any type of information na maaari nila makuha dito from the mid area as cannot receive some damage from the grenade being thrown at him. And currently, gonna be backing out para naman maligtas niya yung sarili niya, prolong his life further as the round advances.
B-house stack for Evos. Yun na nga, lineup coming through. Hindi pa sila nagpupush dito but Evos are gearing up for a full-on investment sa B site pero may 3 player ang Ubek doon. Medyo nabotcha yung flash, yung smoke, but Evos still deciding to commit to the site. Good flashes from Ubek to deny them of that vision. JJ finds KLR. That's the entry down, but JJ still alive and kicking inside of the site. KLB on a close corner, and that's 2 players, Dolph and KLB holding on. JJ from down under as Yobe finds the C4 plant. JJ magpupush, mahanap si Yobe. Elvin coming through from storage as well, pero si JJ buhay pa rin. KLB goes down, but Elvin is left all alone and doesn't last too long. Ubek, beautiful retake with a 3-man setup.
That is crazy. That's so direct to the point, no? Parang alam nila kaagad what to do. Wait for them to put the C4 down. Sige. Tapos, syempre, kailangan ng time niyan to reset. Let's try to take advantage and capitalize on that time that they are trying to position themselves for the post-plant defense. And hindi nila yun nagawa. Because, all the time na sinusubukan nilang ma-place yung kanilang mga sarili in better areas, well, just towered over them. But right now, in the mid area, it seems like we're seeing trades. Mukhang pabor naman kay Evo so far. And currently, we are gonna be seeing them trying to occupy every single area here. One from B, one from A, one from the spawn. But this is gonna be quite a stretch here for Ubecmaniac.
Ngayon lang sila magsisimula na kulang ng dalawa compared to Evos who just lost Elvin. So big man disadvantage for Ubek. Kano and JJ both away. Oh, it's Evos making moves across the map. No, a lot of control towards mid and cut. Mukhang LA yung gusto nila punterihin dito. They're expecting a push from Ubek. Kasi yun yung gusto mo gawin Pag kulang ka ng players, you want to push to re-establish that balance. Evos are expecting that, but Ubek are playing more the retake angle. Gusto nila 3-man strong sila sa retake, which is very deadly for them but Ubek, ang hirap mag-retake pag kulang kayo.
Yun nga eh. And most especially, medyo magkakahiwalay pa sila dito. I wonder what's going to be the game plan for them in trying to respond o sumangguni sa isa't isa in case na kailanganin nila yon. Pero marami na ata yung tumatao dito sa B-site natin. Mukhang preparado na nga sila na makapag-execute just in a bit as KLP seems like already has an idea that someone is under, but now, na-flash grenade pa nga ang lahat. KLR be able to take another rest of the squad. You're just gonna be falling down as Evos been able to take a good read on them, rightfully so. And it seems like the second round will be taken by them.
And I think Evos have finally figured it out, no? Win the duels first. Find the kills before committing to a site. Hirap kasi sila mag-defense sa retake, no? So Evos, the game plan now is look for kills before committing to a site. Pero Ubek kasi tong kalaban nila not the easiest thing to do, especially with KLP having a field day in the last game. Kano online as well, 11 kills.
11
the most
too.
in the server. And it's just paano mo i-duel ang Ubecmaniac?
They really have to take out tong si Kano as early as possible and if they can. Because it is evident, I mean, KD pa lang. Kitang-kita na definitely the game changer for their team. And currently, we are going to be seeing some heavy saturation dito sa mid area natin as JJ just throws down the flash grenade there pero wala pa man din naman natatamaan. All the utilities being expended from both sides as shots are also being thrown as well. Pero currently, safe and sound ang positioning ng Ubecmaniac.
Yeah. Double stack in both B site and A site. Standard pa rin yung defense dito ng Ubek. No one pushing up. JJ just playing reactive in RS. Medyo tinamaan siya doon ng stray bullet as JJ backs off with 10 HP to spare. Buhay pa rin naman si JJ dito, but that's gonna be hard to defend from here on out. 56 seconds left. B site stack coming through from Evos. And that's a Bates flow smoke in A. Naparotate si KLB. B-side open a little bit as Elvin becomes a nuisance dito sa LA. Pero yung LB, that's where the push is going to be in B storage. JJ finds one, but KSA Elvin find one apiece. Yobib opens up the site. JJ going away. And it is Evos taking control of the B site. Bomb planted, and it is a 2v4.
Wow.
KLB going down. KLP all alone. Sniper in hand. Anong magagawa dito ni KLB?
I don't even know what's going to be the game plan for KLP, but all I know is it seems like you're playing a game of chess. It's mind games after mind games as Evos tries to bait and to making Ubek think na sila ay pupunta sa A, but actually, no. Which forced the rest of the people here from B na tumatao sa B na umatras, and instead, they lost a lot of space and they were taken aback and Evo's been able to secure their objective wonderfully. KLB though, kukuha niya si Cetra this early. Hindi rin in-expect ni Cetra that someone's gonna be at that very aggressive angle as they try to even things out with the loss of a couple of people galing sa Evos.
And the reason why they didn't expect that is because Ubek never does that. Ngayon lang sila nag-aggressive angle, no? And I feel like that's because Ubek is starting to run out of ideas on this defense. Evos are keeping them on their toes. Every round on this BL side, iba yung ginagawa ng Evos. And I think Ubek have are started to run out of counter strats to the aggression dito ng Evos, which is why now they're defaulting to an aggressive angle. This time it worked from Ubek, but it's gonna be really hard to replicate that in the later rounds because our Evos are going to be even more careful from here on out.
Oh my. Medyo mahihirapan nga talaga dito si Evos, no? And currently, I am quite lost kung ano nga ba pwede lang gawin dito other than taking some kills. Pero yun nga lang nga, tuloy-tuloy lang silang nababawasan. Kano will be able to take out KLR. And we are yet to see kung kailan nga ba magkakaroon ng kasagutan.
And yun na nga. Back to defaulting
Naku.
defensively for Ubek. Tama, wala na yung aggressive angles nila kasi nakakuha na ng 2 kills ang Ubek. Man advantage gotten. And now KLB takes down KSA. Just like that, KLP finds a second kill and C4 control. Si Elvin na lang ang natitira. Na-spam pa nga ni JJ down to 40 HP and the Colt takes care of business. Ubek, 5-3.
Wow. Very strong defense here from Ubecmaniac, and you can even see that their behavior starts to shift. No? If they can or they have the space to hunt, they will hunt. And it's not gonna come from the fact na gigil silang matapos yung round. No, it's because they are confident na kaya nilang gawin yon. And currently, Evos, tulad ng nasabi mo, nahihirapan na talaga sila makapag-brainstorm and new creative stuff that they can do here in the land of port. And they start putting themselves in a place where they do the same thing over and over again, which is definitely not the best scenario to find themselves in.
Pero sa ngayon, default for Ubek is gonna be standard angles. Joke lang, nag-push si KLP at saka si Kano. Malapit yung angle ni Yobib dito, ha? And that's KSA swinging out with a perfect timing, basang-basa ng Evos as KLP gets taken down. Kailangan bumalik ni Kano sa site. Really well done para kay KSA.
Yes, indeed. And currently, this is already the time where Evos can utilize their strength in terms of numbers, no? Total, nakikita na rin naman din nila na as much as possible, if these types of moments happen, they will try to utilize the couple of people they have in each site. 55 seconds in the clock before they offer to execute. Lahat sila dito nasa house B na. They're just gonna be waiting for the best time to strike, preparing themselves. The utilities that are about to be thrown in here. At ito na nga ang hudyat. Objective hopefully being secured here by Evos. Yun nga lang nga, may mababawasan pa sa kanila. Yobeb critically low in terms of HP. 3 more people here from Ubek. Mukhang kaya pa man din nila makapag-offer reset preparation para sa kanilang retake. Napakalapit sa isa't isa ng mga miyembro natin from Evos. The God Flash actually connecting. Perfectly done. But a couple of people already down here from Ubecmaniac. Everyone already knows saan naglalagi at kung nasaan si Kano, and Shetra will be able to take him out just like that.
Yeah. And as I was saying, no, Evos are going to be expecting Ubek to play aggressive. Kasi yun na yung ginagawa nila ever since the last round. Natuto agad yung Evos. And expect din nila sa A yun kasi Ubek did the same thing in B in the last round. They did it in A and Evos got the read, predicting the defense from Ubek. So that gives us a 1-round lead only for Ubek because Evos was able to secure that last round as we switch on to sides. It's Ubek on the BL this time and Evos on GR.
Ano kaya ang magbabago? I mean, we've already been able to point this out earlier on. What matters is that Evos make it super close though, especially on the BL side. And they've been able to successfully do that with just a round na kailangan nilang bulin dito. And they can do what they would definitely do dito on the DLs here in Port. But the question is, baka meron na namang niluluto itong si Ubek, no? Mamaya marami rin pala silang baon tulad ng what they have kanina sa Eagle Eye. So, that might possibly keep Evos on their toes.
Guro. One thing's for sure, everyone is in that B storage area, B house area. Pero ang ganda rin ng stock dito ng Evos, KSA, with a nice angle along with Yobib. Yan na nga, papasok dito si KSA. Good flash coming through from Evos. Pero nakita ni KLB si Yobib. As Yobib goes down, KLB tries to pick up the pieces for Ubek. Habang si KLR naman magpo-push. Takes down Dolph. A nice flash setup from KLR. Takes down KLB as well. And UM down to 3. KSA getting taken low and down. JJ, KLP, can you hold the line? The answer is no. Evos, a clean, quick retake.
Ayun na nga. Sabi nga nila, don't do unto others what you don't want done to you. Pero parang ginaya lang ni Evos yung galaw ng Ubek dito from our first half. I mean, it's pretty standard retake on their end. And it's definitely done beautifully.
Yan yung problema dito sa first half ng Ubek, no? Hindi sila nakapag-ipon ng rounds. Only 1 round yung nalamang nila. And now that's gone. 5-5 score natin dito.
Man.
And Evos, that retake is scary.
Yeah. Parang may paparating na tsunami, no? Tapos unwarranted, wala kang alam, wala kang na magagawa. Parang ganun yung vibe eh.
Yes. Okay. Lots of mid frag lineups mula dito sa Ubek. Pinapredict nila na merong nakatago just under the bridge pero wala eh. KLR steering clear of that angle. And Ubecmaniac left to think of what they're gonna do again. Bit of LA presence at mukhang ayaw talaga nilang lapitan si Cetra dito sa LA eh.
Yes, sir. Medyo nakakatakot din naman. Pwesto ko lang dyan sa crossover. Matik, tanggal ang ulo mo. Pero, currently, can we just also point out yung 10-6 ni Kellar ngayon? Doing so well for an IGL. Definitely being the leader that the team needs so far. With 55 seconds on the clock here before the offer and execute. This might be a bad news for Evos as Zetra falls down to the hands of KLB. Definitely hindi nila ina-expect yun, pero si LB natatrabaho lang din naman as dalawa ang kanya nakuha. Ang dala patahimik siya ni KLB, pero ngayon meron pang tatlong naiiwan dito for Ubek. May critically low in terms of HP. It's all up to Evos. If this would be their round, KSA, the remaining survivor here, seems like they already have an idea where he is at. Pretty low in terms of HP. Mapapatulog sa KLB to the rescue. This round definitely being done so well, but the last person standing from Ubecmaniac.
KLB with the bailout. Ang ganda ng angle niya doon. Despite being 1 HP, manages to win the duels. And KSA magpo-push down mid. Dolph to take down KSA. KLB shuts down the enemy sniper. Flash comes in. Nakalabas na yung Colt. KLB is going all in this B sites. And he is not stopping. Dolph right there cannot win the final kill. Ubek stepping things up.
They're definitely stepping things up here. What is happening? That could have been a thing or a time para kay Evos na makapag-reset after that very, very sweaty round. Pero sabi ni Ubek, what if sugurin na lang natin? What if girahin na natin head-on? And ginawa nila yon, no? And they've been able to do wonders, no? Take out what you may, but seems like as straightforward as it may be, it got the job done. And now they're 2 rounds on the lead here.
Yeah. The variety of strategy is rich on the BL dito.
Mm-hmm.
And you could say that's simple, no? Pero the amount of setup it takes to make a rush work, to make a quick push work.
The amount of
is-
balls you need.
Yeah, exactly. Tsaka yung conditioning sa kalaban mo no? Teka lang Zetra. Uy, timing!
Oh,
Na-miss yung timing and now there's 4 people in front! Zetra still manages to get the kill. JJ's down, but A-Site is getting swarmed. Teka lang, ang ganda ng mga flash dito ng Evos. Si Elvin nasa taas na rin and Dolph is expecting the angle. Elvin has to find a kill to deny the push from Ubecmaniac, but Elvin is still alive and kicking inside of CA. Kailangan lumayo ng Ubek.
Masyado silang nabother kay Elvin, men. The moment that they find him here sa bodega, medyo napaisip sila na wait lang, atras muna tayo, no? Kasi merong langaw sa tenga ko, no? Merong gumagambala sa focus natin and baka it won't turn out well in case na mag-commit tayo sa A. Definitely delaying them forward, but currently just preparing themselves here mid-area. Baka akyatan pa nga ito ni KLP at maaaring magkita sila dito ni Elvin pansamantala. Very close onto each other, pero Elvin is definitely anticipating that someone might come from there. Swinging at the best time possible. All eyes on KLP, already down. Kellar, hindi man lang tatama ang kanyang bala dito, pero mukhang si KSA and si Kelly pareho sila susuportahan nila ang isa't isa, and that's what matters. They got the job done.
Ubecmaniac deciding to risk that LA push without dealing with Elvin. The entire time, Elvin was still there. So na-split yung ano nila dun yung attention between Elvin and the players inside of the site. So Ubek not finding anything in that round. Evos with a good hold of LA keeps this a 1-round deficit for them. Pero Ubek still has the lead. How can they maintain this lead? Seems like they're waiting for any potential push from Evos. And look at the positions dito ng Evos Medyo aggressive, especially for KSA who is contemplating a push down in LB.
Alam mo bang i-expect mo si KSA?
Totoo naman.
I mean, they're just living up to their expectations and as well as their personalities. And it's definitely shining through with the current ways that they're playing right now. Pero ang tanong, would they benefit from that? Most especially, kung sakali nagagawin uli ng Ubek yung same way na ginawa nilang brain off, just go uga-buga push, no? Yun yung kailangan nilang ingatan dito. But
Uy,
they're trying to divert their attention to somewhere else. Possibly, yeah, baiting. Just making their lead and think. Pero walang nagro-rotate sa Evos dito eh. That's the discipline that we're seeing right now.
exactly. Napaka-disiplinado ng Evos, not biting the bait, Ubek. Moving towards mid. Ngayon, i-clear na nila yung K. Yung, yung cut. To make sure Elvin is not there. They'll be pushing mid. KLP
Wow.
with a close, quick scope. And Yobe finds the double kill. Pwede pang mag-triple dito si Yobe. Pero si KSA na ang papasok. KLB to shut down Yobe. And it's a 3v3 with Dolph picking out the call to shut down KSA. Tatlo pa rin ang buhay sa Ubek. And Zetra is down to 1 HP but he does have the Elvin coming in from RS. System para kay Elvin at Zetra.
Yes. Exactly. Pero mukhang magkakakitaan ata kaagad itong si Setran as well as si KLB, possibly just in case no na magkasilipan silang dalawa. This might actually go down. Elvin connecting those shots on the dot but mukhang meron pang isa. Ang Setran lives for another day with 10 HP left. Wow.
Wow.
Wow,
The
wow,
pathing.
wow. Wow.
The duels as well. Evos.
On
Keeping
point.
it clean. 2v3. And they still managed to make it happen. And Evos looking real good on these retakes. Even with just 2 players, no? 2v3 yun. What?
What the heck? Gusto ko yung pareho tayong nagulat. That is crazy, man.
Cetra. Oh my god.
Napapakamot na lang tayo ng ulo because these are
Oh my
plays that are
goodness.
very much crazy. Very unhinged. But as long as it works, it works. It's the aura coming from both of these teams. But unfortunately, KLP has already been eliminated that early in this round. This provides more space and reason para kay Evos to comfortably do their executes heading on whichever side they may please.
Ay, Zetra still in the good angle, but Dolph has the answer. Yon, na-shutdown si Zetra dito ng Ubek! And what a spam from Kano. Takes down Eldin, lilipat ng site. This is what I love about the
Wow.
macro of Ubek. Grabe sila mag-adjust. And now with Zetra gone, they have the liberty of pushing towards LA without the sniper. Pero na lang kung kukunin ni KLR yun ha. Yun na nga, kinuha yung pero lilipat na ulit sila ng LA dito. They might not expect this sniper from KLR.
Gusto ko yung medyo naging undecisive pa si Evos kung saan sila tatao. Pero this just proves that Ubecmaniac's mind games are actually doing so well for them. Yobe, mamamatahan doon si JJ, mapapataman yung mga balan dito. Pero yun nga lang nga, medyo magkakaroon ng kahirapan. Critically low in terms of HP. With 2 of these people will try to move close to
2v3.
each other. 2v3 indeed. With 2 players super low, no? Isang ihip na lang pareho, isang pitik na lang. Pero ang tanong, would the retake actually be connecting here for Evos? Lalong-lalo na in this current state that they are in? I guess not.
And the adjustment from Ubek, no? Alam kasi nila na kahit 2v3, pwede pa rin manalo ang Evos. So this time, they pushed down in RS, took a little bit of control in mid, and that was enough to draw KSA and Yobe papunta sa RS where Ubek had it covered. Good adjustment as well from Ubek. In the same way that Evos adjusted him, Ubek does the same thing. And now Ubek 1 round ahead. Oh my goodness. So every round, mahalaga pa rin talaga na mga Ketra. Kasi kapag naiwan sa post plant ang Ubek, you can never count them out. This sniper, really important for Evos, still has to find more.
Ang lupit ng nakikita natin so far for both of these teams. Ang daming utilities na niya-expend dito on our mid area. pero wala pa man ding matatamaan so far. Currently safe and sound both teams. And despite the fact that there's been some heavy presence on mid, and di pa man din sila nagkakakitaan, pero parang meron ng idea itong si Steph. Oh! What is that shot?
Nababaliw ako kay Cetra, man. My goodness.
Man, that is the reason why he has a lot of sims on Indonesia. Sabi nga ni Slick kanina, man. That is the very reason why.
Oh my. Kasama na ata ako doon. Shoutout sa Zetra. 5v4 and another explosive start for Evos. Pero JJ papasok. Will explode onto that B side to shut down Yobib. Dolph getting the C4 planted. Yuko muna sa Ubek habang papasok dito si Kano. Finding the double. Pero si KLR finding two of his own. JJ sasagot. It's Zetra in a 1v1. Naka-rifle. But the gold is even better. Ubek, by the skin of their teeth, pick up set point.
Men! Men! What is happening right now?
Ewan ko ba?
Di namin kinakaya, pero wait lang, hindi pa raw tapos yun. Lahat ng action, masusundan pa. We are gonna be seeing prevalent trades here dito sa House B natin. Naging sementeryo ka ba? Bigla-bigla. 3 more people here in Evos. Buhay na buhay pa.
Killer!
Pero nako, si KLP na lang naiiwan from Ubek. Mapapakatras ng bahagya as he finds himself peace and tranquility for a short amount of time as he tries to think through kung ano nga ba ang pwede niya pang gawin dito ngayon na siya na lamang mag-isa. It's all up to KLP. Paano niya nga ba makaklatch itong current situation that he finds himself in? Lalong-lalo na A-side pa ang kanyang punterya and he better be prepared to the wave that's coming. The winter that is coming. Possibly.
Ay, gusto ko to. Gusto ko tong angulo dito ni KLP. Pwede niyang magulat yung players. Yun na nga. Takes one down. Pero the flash is really good from Elvin. And Zetra will capitalize. Napakaganda ng flash ni Elvin doon. Not just in the post plant but also in that B site. Siya yung nakapigil doon sa rush ng Ubek. Lahat ng players ng Ubek na flash. Kaya napigilan sila inside of store. And it became a kill box. Naubos yung Ubek inside of that B house area. So napigilan yung rush. Sayang from Ubek. But they will attempt another push down in B site. Evos staying afloat in this game. But still 1 round behind.
1 round behind. Isang pagkakamali sa round na ito. Everything might go down. Pero 9-8, they can pull this off for an overtime for all we know. And that is what we expect. We want map 3 from them. And the question is kung maibibigay ba yon ng Ubecmaniac because they are on tip-top shape so far. Look at the KDs that they have here for KLV, Kano, and JJO double digits. But yung kay KLP and yung kay Dolph, it's an understatement because so far they're pretty good in terms of addressing yung suporta na maaari nilang ibigay sa isa't isa. That right now, the question is if Evos can pull this off for an OT. Especially, they supposedly should have the advantage on GR.
Suppose. Ubek though able to keep the lead. Kanina 5-4 yung simula ng ano natin ng second half. With Ubek leading, Ubek still does. Cetra, medyo naupos ng ng flash grenade. But KSA, kitang-kita niya sa KLB. Dolph has to find the trade and he does. Okay, opening up that B site para sa Ubek. Can they get the C4 planted? KLP manggagaling mula sa likod pero hindi sila makapasok dito, Mochi. Ang ganda ng hold ng Evos. Ubek has to try and find a way to make it into the site. Pero mukhang lilipat na lang sila ng mid dito.
Lipat na nga lang nga sila at maaaring meron pa silang mamataan dito. Naku po, si Elvin! Elvin! Alam mo ba kung sino yung makakapaligid sa'yo? Alam na alam niya at kasama niya pa si Yobib doon! Kanuna lang ang naiiwan and look at that! Overtime tayo ngayon dito in the land of port. Hindi magpapatigil etong si Evos. They want the permat and they are trying their best to take it.
Evos forces overtime and Ubek hindi makapasok. Napakaganda ng GR side dito ng Evos. The adjustment they make and Elvin finding the tiniest advantage give them this overtime opportunity. And ngayon, Hinga muna tayo, Mochi. Teka lang. Pakailang beses ako sumigaw dahil dun sa game na yon, dahil dun sa set na yon. But everything being given here by both of our teams. You can see the number of kills na meron dito ang Ubek, and you can see Evos giving it everything they've got. I mean, laman sa kills dito ang Ubek, ha? Pero nalalamangan sa strats dito ng Evos, especially on that GR side. So now we get to see how this culminates in overtime. Ano pa ang kayang ilabas ng pareho nating team dito?
Ayun nga eh. This is so crazy, no? Kasi parang kanina lang nakikita na parang nahihirapan na itong si Evos na makapag-isip ng mga strategies, especially once that they're on BL. Pero for some reason, ngayon na nasa GR tayo, everything switched up for them. Pero ngayon, tutuloy na tayo sa ating OT. We are gonna be heading into more action here in Fort. I couldn't stress this enough. Ang tindi ng mga bira tsaka ng mga bara ng both teams natin ngayon. Parang Looney versus Tipsy Dylan.
Shoutout sa mga flip-top fans natin dyan. But here we go, the first overtime of this series. And it is in Port, nowhere else. In a map that Evos are supposed to have won already. Hindi pa nila nagagawa because Ubek are biting back harder than Evos imagined, harder than they expected. See where KLP is. Nasa A si KLP. Two-man setup. Dinoble pa nga ng Ubek ang setup dito sa A. So medyo malambot ang depensa ng B site.
Yun nga eh. But at this current time, no, sobrang tahimik lahat. Isang util pa lang ang kanilang nasuspend heading into the 1 minute mark. So far, never mind, nadagdagan. Maaaring nagpapakiramdaman na sila dito sa A site, and Ubek possibly leaning forward to thinking that they might actually go to A. Pero wait lang, Cetra, napakalalim niya dito ha. Kasama niya ngayon dito si Killer. And one above them, I wonder if they already have an idea na merong nandito sa bridge natin. They better be careful on this one.
Nakabantay si KLB dito. Zetra about to push up. And it is not gonna work for Zetra. Buhay pa rin naman si Zetra dito, pero nakita niya na si KLB. So that's a good angle to hold for KLB. Mukhang magbibisay retake na lang dito ang Evos, ang Ubek rather. At Evos papasok na nga doon sa lugar na yon, pero lalapit na. 2 from RS coming through from Ubek, looking to deny this B site. May information sila na papasok ditong Evos with that flash coming on. And still a house play coming in from Evos. But here come the lineups. Yobib coming in from the second floor. KLB behind the box. Slow approach mula sa Evos dito, but it is KLB to receive, to find one. KLR shuts down JJ. Ubek, kailangan nyo na lumapit dito because time is ticking away. Pwede kayong mag-push up against Evos. KLB in-expect, and KLR to shut him down. 2v3. Ubek has to retake with one man disadvantage. Pero si Kano magagaling sa flank. Shuts down KLR, but now he's all alone. Yobib will be coming in from behind to shut down Dolph, and it's in a 1v2. Shuts down Elvin, quick peek. Colt comes out, lipat ng M4, 12 seconds, na 18 seconds rather on the timer as Yobib will be playing from down under. Kano, ang daming anggulo na kailangan tingnan. Si Yobib maghihintay lang, pero si Kano pa rin ang mananalo. Ubek take the first round of OT.
Wow! I actually thought that Kano is tense during those times kasi nakikita mo kung gaano kabilis niya kiniklear yung every single corner na minamataan niya nung nanggaling siya sa House B. Pero, what are the odds that he's just gonna pull it off just like that? And seems like he definitely knows what he's doing, more than confident in doing so. First round for OT. Nako po, Evos on the attacking. This might be a shaky feat for them right now.
Diyos ko po, Kano.
Naku po well,
The
it's Kano,
1v2.
so...
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hindi pa rin tapos ang laban natin dito. Ubek leading by 1 again. Off of the savior that is Kano in that last round. And the GR side continues for Ubecmaniac. Ninja play para sa Evos dito. KSA going up. In mid, lilipat ata ng LA dito. E nakita natin, double setup in LA para sa Ubek.
Well, ang daing nasa A. I feel like they already predicted na ito yung magiging execute ng Evos Daydom. Mukhang basado na ata nila.
Good
Pero
flash.
ang tanong, kung magagawa ba nila?
JJ!
Kailangan nilang magawa. Cetra already could take a low in terms of HP, pero yun nga lang nga. We are gonna be seeing some shots being
Elvin!
fired here. JJ and as well as KLB. Si Elvin na naiiwan. It's all up to him. Will the clutch actually transpire para sa kanya? Or would it be the opposite? Dahil yung C4 wala sa kanyang kamay. Oh no! This is gonna be a struggle for him. Two people anticipating, waiting for him to enter here. Pero kukonekta ang kanyang mga shots here onto KLB. JJ, ang tanong, mababasa mo ba kung nasaan siya? Mababasa niya!
JJ with the final kill, totaling 3. A massive round para kay JJ. And like what Sneaky said, Ubecmaniac, they don't need JJ to pop off, but when you give him a chance, he will. And that puts Ubek 2 rounds ahead. JJ with an impactful round. And that is 11-9 ang score natin dito, Mochi. Ubecmaniac one step closer.
One step closer indeed. But seems like there's gonna be a lot of shots and contention happening right now with the trades coming in here for both sides. Ngayon, KSA and Cetra at KLP na lang ang matitira. They are yet to put the C4 down dito sa B-site natin. Pero ang tanong ay mahahayaan ba sila ng Ubecmania na makapag-reset or would Cetra pull the trigger this early in order to deny them from taking a comfortable retake? Yan ang katanungan. Pero si Kano ang tatrabaho! At ito na nga! Ubecmaniac proving that gods can bleed in our current leaderboards. The first loss of Evos Esports, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Ang tindi ng itinamasa ng ating mga bata ngayong gabing ito.
Ubecmaniac. May nakala ko, ang ganda ng posisyon ni Zetra, but it's the retake prowess here of Ubek. So good. 12-9. Nabuhay pa rin naman ang Evos, pero mukhang hindi magpapaantig ang Ubek. Simula nag-overtime tayo dito, Mochi. Hindi natalo. Kahit isang round pa, hindi pa natatalo kahit isang round ang Ubek. Evos, oh my god, they've got to stay alive. They've got to stay alive. They have to keep it together. I mean, we've said it, no, in the group stage, Evos has not dropped a single series, and this is where that mental prowess goes into question. Can Evos keep it together now that there is no room for error?
Men, 3 rounds behind. What is gonna happen in here? It's definitely all up to the tenacity in terms of mental nga ng Evos, like what you have said.
It's a big question. Can they live up to the words na binibitawan nila sa mga interviews? Can they take down Ubecmaniac? Can they extend to set 3 even? That's the question, Mochi. 12-9, Ubek, so close, they can smell it. But remember, this is BL. Medyo nahirapan ang Ubek sa BL side.
Tahimik ang lahat. Parang walang nangyari kanina, no? Everyone is trying to put themselves in a better headspace and literally space and the map. Utilities already being thrown here, hopes of trying to deny anyone, pero Ubecmaniac is just gonna be on their default position, playing it safer than ever. All eyes already here in House B as they try to make their way in here. Medyo agresibo yung angulo ng KSA and as well as Yobeb on this one. And they better be prepared, but the flash will be connecting onto them, forcing themselves to put their area into somewhere else near bridge or under the bridge. Nako, Keller!
Good opening pick mula kay Dolph to shut down KLR. That mid position has been noted. Elvin down to 1! Si Dolph, the sub, is absolutely popping off, opening up that A site. Dalawa na lang ang natitira para sa Evos. What can Yobib do? What can the young star do? Teka lang, Dolph F getting taken down. KSA coming through from mid as well. The two players of Evos struggling to survive, and they are thriving so far. 2v3 ngayon, Moch.
2v3. Ako po, anong mangyayari dito? It seems like the defense is crumbling here for Evos, but once again, the question is, will the retake actually pull up dahil si Kano makukuha niya si JJ at ngayon matatapos na nga dito ni JJ! Ubecmaniac definitely proving that they are no longer the young boys we know before. And right now, they're wreaking havoc amongst the best of the best, with the set 2 being taken out by them. And mind you, this is Evos' pick. Their creativity and their way of innovation has been the deal breaker for them, and definitely been a match for us to see.
Yeah, in port, no less. Mochi, simula nag-overtime, not a single round went in the way of Evos. It was just the Ubecmaniac show. Nobody predicted a 2-0 win. Kahit sabihin natin na alam natin this is gonna be a close series. I was thinking between 2-1, Evos ba or Ubek. Nobody predicted a 2-game series. But here we are, Ubek closing it off very decisively. And this is just super impressive stuff from Ubecmaniac. I mean, it's just...
Wow. Pre,
Beautiful,
all I can
beautiful.
say, this car is gonna be deep for Evos. Because they already gone in here being confident, being, their pride is already there. Like, kaya namin to. We already gonna be able to do and secure the series. But instead, they got demolished with the 2-0. I mean, not gonna lie, super close yung mga maps nila. But still, when it comes to like noticing these types of small things na ang bilis mag-adapt ng Ubek, ang bilis nila makaisip ng bagong strategy. Alam nila kaagad kung anong gagan once Evos tries to do something that seems familiar to them in a specific area or a specific map. Those types of things, that's gonna be affecting them long term, and they better be prepared into resetting their minds into thinking na, what did we go wrong? Especially in these two maps wherein we pride ourselves na alam natin dapat na mananalo tayo dito.
Pulido talaga ang playstyle dito ng Ubecmaniac. And I think the biggest difference or the only difference na pinakita dito ng Ubek, no, mas madalas nilang nagugulat ang Evos. Mas madalas nilang nahuhuli ang Evos, no. Mas madalas nilang hindi pinapabasa yung gagawin nilang sunod because of the amount of the plethora of strategies na meron dito ang Ubecmaniac. Pero that's enough about us. Pahinga na tayo. Mochi, ipasa na natin to kay Bipolar at kay Sneaky Frog to break down that series.
Thank you very much, Datum and Mochi. Sneaky. Man, oh man. Ay, nako po. Naputol ang pangil ng mga Tigre. Tinapos ng Ubecmaniac with a 2-0. By the way, grabe ang Ubecmaniac, Sneaky.
The villains of Filipino Crossfire fall today, pare. Unfortunate para dito sa Evos, but at the same time, very impressive performances galing dito sa Ubecmaniac, pare. Ayun nga, if you're not convinced na Kano is the best player in the country, I don't know what else you need convincing for, kasi that kid really just turned the tides para dito sa Ubecmaniac, pare. I think it was him in the combination of him and itong si JJ, no, creating a parang dual pressure para dito sa Ubecmaniac, kasi yun yan, nakikipag-aaway ka kay JJ sa isang side ng mapa, and then you're also dealing with Kano. You know, you really don't know what point of the map mag-aatake dito yung Ubecmaniac. And the fact na nagawa pa nilang tapusin yung map in that second half, or almost tapusin yung map in that second half, especially getting that many rounds of BL side, is very, very impressive, pare. Especially up against a team who pride themselves on GR side sa mapa na to, pare.
Yeah, very much so. Alam mo, pinag-usapan nga natin to beforehand pa lang. The port is the map for Evos, pero parang Ubecmaniac, may pangatlong lugar na naman silang patutunguhan. And it's port because on that GR side, it was close at the end of the first half, pero nakikita mo naman the dominance, the presence of Ubecmaniac was instilled into the minds of Evos. Nakakapasok nga sila, those retakes were there, and as you can see, Kano is just on top, man, from the get-go, from the start of the round ng ating set number 2. Nakikita mo, he is popping off. he is going for angles just like this na hindi mo mapapansin. Going from underneath the bridge, just bigla ka nalang papatay ng nasa low. Man, someone stop this kid from just popping off every time, but hats off to this guy. Especially to JJ, na tulad nga na sinabi mo, dalawang pressure ang ini-instill nila, and JJ was the one that was really just, alam mo yun, gas to the pedal, nagmamaneho ng kotse, tapos nandun lang sa likod niya si Kano. Isang insurance na talagang hindi mo matatanggal sa isip mo.
For sure, kumbaga si JJ yung gas at si Kano yung kotse dito, pare.
Yeah.
And they have just drove it forward straight into yung depensa dito ng Evos. And even in the first half, pare, obviously it was a good first 5 rounds. Evos finding opportunities back dito sa PL side. Pero na-confused lang talaga ako dito sa second half why itong Evos yung setups nila were getting, stopped at the start. It's a bit reckless galing sa mga ibang players. Maybe it is some overconfidence galing sa kanila dito, but at the same time, it's still inexcusable yung mga ibang rounds, of course. It is kinda dry galing sa kanila dito, but it's still a really hard-fought win para dito sa Ubek, pare. But at the end of the day, they do deserve it. Their port play has improved by a ton, especially yung kanilang BL side. I can tell na nag-work on sila dito sa kanilang B setups, especially, no? Kasi the amount of times na inatake ng UM itong B side is absolutely absurd.
Yeah, very much so. You can definitely see it every time that hindi tuloy makapag-decide ang buong Evos kung i-commit naman natin to, or will they really just go for another wraparound sa buong mapa. And that was the determining factor para sa Evos para matalo sila towards Ubecmaniac. And there was one play as well na talagang pinakita dito ng Ubek na wherein they were in the GR side, tapos nag-push pa sila ng long on the third round para makuha ang win na yon, even though it was taken by Evos. But right now, let's look at the set summary. A lot of kills in this game, a lot of rounds being taken, but still, look at JJ, Kano on the top, as well as KLB. Look at those statistics, Nikki.
Yeah, I mean, nakita naman natin yung possibility of when yung mga snipers natin do take a backseat dito sa port, the riflers can actually carry. I think it was yung Sunday Shrooms games actually, or Sunday Shrooms game in port na si J. Kim yung nagbuhat doon. Very similar dito sa Ubecmaniac. Granted, KLP didn't have that much of an eye-popping performance, pero yung trabaho niya lang naman niya was to hold the backline para dito sa Ubecmaniac. Most of the work was being done dito ni Kano at dito ni JJ at dito ni KLB. I mean, 16, 21, 13 AP, pare. Tignan mo naman yung headshot percentage as well dito ni JJ. Every single gun was on point para sa Ubek. And despite the good performance galing dito kay Keller at kay Zetraman, unfortunately wasn't enough. Yobib actually in this series was somewhat asleep, pare.
Yeah, parang there was really no press. We were talking about it na parang if dry ang Evos kanina sa buong set map, parang naging desierto sa buong mapa natin si Yobib dito. Again, he was getting those kills, especially on that overtime. Nakakuha siya ng kills. He was getting some of the highlights there. Kaso nga lang, man, na overshine siya ni Keller dito. Talagang he was just gas on the pedal as well, just like JJ, and he was just overthrowing them off. Pero set MVP na lang tayo. Wala nang pag-uusapan ba kundi ang batang ito. It's Kano on the set MVP. 1.92, a dominating fashion coming in from Kano.
Yeah, I mean, as expected to possibly now, pare, the best player in the Philippines back at the age of 15, which is wild, pare. And, it's just Kano doing Kano things. We gotta get used to saying that, pare, as, the sky's the limit para dito sa bata na to, man. And the fact na he is doing this as the entry player, as the most aggressive player para sa kanyang team, is just a statement, just a testament of how good this kid is.
Kung may standard tayo or ceiling of skill, si Kano yung meron nun, tapos pangat pa siya ng pangat to a point na hindi na siya mahabol ng ating mga players. Meron tayong mga contenders on that spot, pero Kano really just showing his skill set, showing his presence every time. Talagang hindi mo siya matanggal sa isip mo. There was one time as well where in cinema moment, pinag-usapan natin yun na it was Yobib versus Kano, which is just right there. Tamang-tama yung pagbigay ko ng praise doon kay Kano kasi it was just crazy. And now, ending it off with an overtime, 10-7, Eagle Eye 2.0, and Port going it very clearly, 13-9.
Yeah, being 13-9 every single round in overtime, pare, and the fact that last round was just a straight up mid take, pare, tapos may nag-ninja lang.
Totoo.
I mean, sometimes you have to hit them with the curveball, pare, and the curveball hit them right on the temple at napatulog nga dito yung Evos. And ayun nga, Eagle Eye, yeah, I expected that kind of result, pare, pero pagdating talaga sa port, I really feel like that second half really turned the tides para sa Ubecmaniac. I mean, granted, no, naging overtime nga tayo dito, but I feel like Evos by the end of that port might have just ran out of gas, pare.
Yeah, parang napagod na talaga sila. I mean, they do still have that good spot sa ating standings, but man, oh man, this is a sneak peek once again for our like playoffs for the entirety of this tournament. But yeah, let's look at the set MVP or basically the match MVP for that entire 2 sets. Walang iba kundi ikaw na naman, Kano. Kanina ka pa, it's a 1.91 KD, 1.20 KR. Yung headshot niya talaga kakaiba kahit M4, and that AP is just outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, the AP of 39, which is already adding dito sa kanyang triple-digit na AP, no, dito sa ating mga score summaries. I mean, he's just stacking yung statistics dito, pare. I mean, Kano, absolutely on a tear dito sa CFPH Masters. I think, hopefully, pagdating nga natin dito sa playoffs, they do get some sort of revenge dito sa PE. But of course, we're gonna find out dito sa ating standings kung ano nga ang seeding ng ating top 4.
Yeah, I'm excited for that as well kasi syempre medyo natibag na talaga yung standings natin dito. Hopefully, makita tayo ng a lot of things to talk about lalo na this is the last day of our group stages. Pero again, Kano, the man himself, the prodigal son, kumbaga, he is just on fire. The fire in this guy's heart and mind is just breathing crossfire every single day. And now we see him in his glory. We are not playing CF anymore. Pag nasa server si Kano, we are playing in Kano's mind, and that is what we want to see. At mukhang excited din ulit ako, Sneaky. Kasi in just a little while, meron na tayong interview and it's one of the persons na talagang nakakatawa kausap.
Yeah. And I think the interview is going to be coming very, very soon. But of course, mag-aantay muna yung ating madlang people for now. And it's going to be a very nice interview, especially at the tail end. We can take our sweet time, no, pare? We can take our sweet time with
Pwede
this
naman.
one kasi it's already the end, guys. That's the final day, or not day, final game map of group stage. Granted, it ended no 2-0. I know that there's a lot of people now saying, yeah, it is a 2-0, everybody's happy, but you know, the casters want absolute cinema dito, pare, and you can't really blame them, no.
I mean,
So,
we kind of gotten the cinema moment ng konti. We did go to overtime kahit
Siyempre, greedy
kahit
kami.
pa paano. Oh,
Siyempre,
gusto
greedy kami. We want more of the show here.
Gusto namin malaspag sa CF man, diba?
Yeah. Been another overtime. Why not, Tito Pari? We got plenty for it. And ayun nga. I guess mangyayari na lang yun dito sa ating playoffs where the real crossfire starts. Finally, man. Aabot na tayo dito after 14 grueling days of group stage. We finally enter the playoff picture tayo dito, pare. And we are gonna take
Here we go.
a talk with itong si Coach Tanks for the playoff picture dito ng Ubecmaniac. Welcome, Boss Tanks. Brand spanking new haircut. Medyo kalbo lang naman yung
Ang pogi mo,
bossing
bossing.
natin
Ang
at the
pogi mo.
moment. Pero kamusta, Boss Tanks? That win must have felt good para sa inyo, pare.
Teka, bago ako mag-reply, good evening muna sa lahat ng nanonood ng CFPH, no. More power sa natin, no, sa liga natin, sa CF, sa buong CF community. Yan. And good evening pala sa inyo, Bipolar and Sneaky.
Salamat po, Coach Tanks. Alam mo, Coach Tanks, sinimulan namin yung araw namin ngayon, nakasama ka. At it's just right, nakasama ka namin ulit for the end of this day 14. Sticky, may onting questions ka ba dyan para kay Coach Tanks?
Ayun nga, I was gonna ask how it feels to win up against itong Evos, pare, fully knowing na they're probably yung main rival nyo going into the past 2 years dito ng Crossfire, man. So how's the feeling, please, man?
Well, yung obvious na feeling, masaya syempre. Kasi very competitive din naman talaga kami as a whole, no? And yes, gaya ng sabi mo, I think they are probably one of the best, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, no? Talagang yung caliber ng Crossfire ng Evos, talagang kumbaga, hats off ako sa playstyle na meron sila. Kita nyo naman kahit sa map to pa lang, diba? So it's a neck and neck match, kaya yun, masaya, yun lang, masaya.
Yeah. I actually want to ask about itong map number 2 natin dito, thanks. Allowing port dito sa Veto and banning itong sub-base was definitely a big surprise. Was there any extra preparation para dito sa port, knowing na this is probably Evos' best map?
Extra preparation, we always prepare extra for each and every map. Hindi na lang sabihin ko. I mean, kasi obvious naman na na playoffs is around the corner, so yeah. I think I can speak in behalf of each and every playoff team na everyone's just really grinding it out. So, ganun lang din ginagawa namin. Pa-practice, ganun.
Sabi niya, tama na daw sa base, man. We need to run some eagle eye dito, pare. Bipolar, what's up, man?
Alam mo, speaking about maps and sub-base in particular, Coach Tanks, a lot of us were surprised with you banning sub-base as well. Pero a lot of people were also saying, nagpre-predict na sila na since pagmamayari nyo na basically ang sub-base, kaya nyo ba binan yun para para naman hindi nyo na problemahin yung mga ibibigay sa inyo ng mga ibang teams?
No comment na lang ako dyan.
Ayun. Di ba? Natameme si Coach Tank sa tanong mo.
Sige, maybe I can answer. Siguro yung pinaka-short answer dyan is like, we just lost 2 PE sa sub-base. So, yan. Siguro, why not try other maps? Ganun. Pero, may sinabi ka bipolar na pagmamayari, no? We don't own any maps. We're just basically a crossfire team lang din na naglalaro sa mga map.
They own it, pare. Ayaw lang sabihin ni Tanks.
Sneaky, any more questions, man?
Any shoutouts, Coach Tanks, on the audience and the whole Ubecmaniac fan base?
Ayun, syempre shoutout ko na muna kayo, yung mga panel, yung mga caster, yung kasi di ba it's been 7 weeks of heavy hitting crossfire, no? Grabe.
Yeah, and we predicted Evos as well, so yun nga, the whole chat is kind of flaming us, pare. So,
Coach Tank, sorry, Coach Tank, ha?
Okay lang, predictions are normal. So, yun nga, shoutout sa buong team na bumubuo dito sa ang ganda talaga lagi na production, tapos yung casting team. Siyempre, shoutout sa sa mga supporters ng Ubecmaniac, kay Boss Chris, sa asawa ko, kay tsaka kay Ma'am Lisel, tsaka sa mga bata, siyempre. Shoutout din kay Dolph, kasi kasi
amazing.
Matagal-tagal din siya hindi nakalaro. So, we're missing Loy, pero at least nandiyan si Dolph. So, yan. Yun lang. Tsaka, sa nanay ko na nanonood lagi. Tsaka, yan. Shoutout sa talaga sa mga nakasupport lagi sa UM. Salamat lagi sa inyo.
Coach Tanks, maraming salamat po. Magkikita pa tayo in sana malapit ulit pag after this a little bit of may pahinga tayo ng onte. Pero Coach Tanks, maraming salamat for your wisdom.
Thank you.
Na binigay ng Ubec. Congratulations, brother.
Sige, salamat.
Yeah, there we go. The last CF bender, pare.
Yes, sir.
Is exited the building and Ubecmaniac claiming their win. Woo! So, ano na mangyayari dito sa standings natin, Polar? I have no idea kasi sinabi lang sa akin ni Tanks na they need to 2-0 itong Evos and that they did. What does that mean for the grander scheme of things? Dito sa ating laruan, we have no idea up until they show us the team standings. Pero man, matchups para dito sa playoffs are now topsy-turvy dito, pare. It could be UM versus TS. It could be PE versus UM. It could be PE versus Evos, man. We have no idea, pare. But any matchup from those 4 is gonna be a good series, pare.
At totoo yan, Sneaky. Mabubusog tayo kahit ano pang script ang ibibigay sa atin at wala na tayong patumpik-tumpik pa. We have it right here, Sneaky.
Oh, Evo still first.
They're still at top, man.
Grabe. Just by 13 rounds, actually. I think medyo naapektuhan yata yung record dito ng Ubecmaniac after that PE loss. Granted, di ganun kataas yung mga scores. So, unfortunate, but still, it's parang yung ginawa ng Ubec today, pare. It's more of like a warning more than
warning shot lang yun.
them attempting to get first. Oh.
I mean, like, yeah, Sneaky, you're right. Pero, again, you were talking about kung kahit ano pa mang standings natin dito, it's still gonna be a good one. What are your thoughts on that? Sneaky? Yeah, okay.
So wait lang, Team Secret. So it's Team Secret Evos, right? Tapos Ubec Pacific. Damn.
It's a good one. Well, parang wala tayong masabi.
I have no idea, man. I mean, obviously, nanalo yung Ubek today, right? And I feel like yung objective nila was also to try and dodge yung itong Pacific. Pero,
Sila
feeling ko
kasi.
Tax is not the type of person to dodge to dodge any smoke pare. Hindi siya the type na person na nagdadak ng smoke dito sa playoff. So, ayun nga, it's gonna be Ubecmaniac versus Pacific for the rematch in that group stage. Evos versus Team Secret in that semifinal. I feel like this is probably the best playoffs that we could get dito sa ating CFSPH Masters. Granted, stylistically, Evos at Team Secret, I wouldn't say na polar opposite silang dalawa, no? But they definitely contrast each other. Para naman sa Ubek at Pacific, yun nga, for the longest time, Big Brother Pacific has been kind of showing the ways para dito sa Ubek, pare. But it's time for the smaller brother to finally take over dito sa ating scene. But, hey man, di basta-basta magpapatalo dito yung Pacific. They could actually do a curveball dito sa ating semifinals.
Yeah, it's definitely a good storyline until the end. Lalo na't Evos Esports versus Team Secret again. Good matchup. Pero I just want this semifinals para sa Ubecmaniac and Pacific to start already. Kasi ibig sabihin yan, it's a revenge in the mix. Tsaka it's either Pacific will just instill na sila talagang pinakamagaling against Ubecmaniac, or will Ubecmaniac finally get that, get that play, get that win against the people that really thrown down their good streak dito sa ating Masters CFSPH 2025. Pero everybody, that concludes the entirety of our group stage, Nikki. What a beautiful 14 days, 7 weeks of just crazy crossfire action.
Yeah, not gonna lie, kind of felt like 4 weeks, man.
Yeah, ang bilis.
The time was very, very fast. The games were very, very quick. But ayun nga, here's to a good playoffs, man. I really hope that we do get the best of Filipino crossfire here.
Yeah, very much so. You know what, everybody? This is it. We have our 4 players or 4 teams na magkikita-kita sa playoffs. You have Team Secret. You have Team Evos. You have also Ubecmaniac, and of course, Pacific. Grabe ang ating storyline. Maraming salamat po to Smilegate, to the CF community, sa lahat ng nanood despite all of the long breaks that we had for today. Yeah, the hiccups, the connections. Pero huwag kayo mag-alala, pagdating ng July 12 and July 13, iba na. Iba na ang timpla ng ating laban, and it's gonna be good. Sneaky, any final thoughts before I throw it out?
Yeah, once again, thank you to the CF community. Also, yun nga, podcast coming soon kasi tapos na yung group stage.
Yes,
so,
sir.
yun nga, see you guys there.
Everybody, thank you very much to the entirety of TNC, our production crew, and of course, Smilegate, maraming salamat po. It's been a pleasure for this group stage. Makita-kita tayo sa playoffs in behalf of the casters as well. Salvatore, Ramon, we have Datum and Mochi in the panel, Sneaky and Bipolar. Maraming salamat po. Makikita tayo on the playoffs. This has been CFSPH Masters 2025.